fucking damn thing always does that every single freaking show. But I'm not even gonna get mad about that because I don't have no room to get mad. Anthony.
NXT.
Man, that show wasn't even that good.
Man, you, boy.
Man, NXT wasn't even all that in the bag of chips.
Okay, all right, we're gonna get into it.
Shit.
Anthony, you get your little rat out. Me and you, Hobie.
No, you're not allowed. No, you're not allowed going. No, go.
Anthony about to run off Brock Lesnar.
Fucking hell.
I'm about to go after Hobie and Alan's going after his bird.
Like, you want to save it, Nick? Do you want me to go? Cause
Okay, no, we might. I want to wait. I honestly really want to wait for that, and we'll do things the best we can because I got some shit to rant about big time right away. Because SummerSlam, this is one of the worst fucking shows I've seen in a while. Once again, really fucking bad, except for the ending. But before we even continue, I just want to introduce people because Alan, who joins us on the Midnight Chat Tag all the fucking time, and the video game stuff, and this and that. So glad you're here, man. And just like within a couple sentences, like how do you feel after watching SummerSlam? Like, was this kind of as good as WrestleMania thing to you, or were you like? I mean, how do you feel?
It'd be nice to show up to a wrestling thing that isn't apparently complete garbage. Every single time I've sat down to watch it, apparently it's been the worst show ever. But no, for the most part, it was okay. There were a few matches that were boring, but I enjoyed it.
Okay, cool. And then we got Ruthless over here. I haven't had you on in a long while, man, but I'm so glad you're here to talk about SummerSlam. How you feeling, dude?
I feel like, the G1 climax was amazing, and I'm glad we're here to talk about it.
Yeah, man. I'm really glad that Ruthless does the Ruthless Wonder Rabbit and everything that we all get into and talk about this stuff because that shit made it so much fun. If it wasn't for that, I would have been fucking asleep. There's no way I would have lasted to that shit. But I'm going to start off right away. We got to do this shit somewhat quick. But, first thing on the docket here. Neville wins the championship back after 1 week of having the Cruiserweight title from fucking Akira Tozawa. Now, I know it's a YouTube live stream. I know it's not a big fucking deal. No one gives a fuck about the pre-show. But I actually do because usually the best matches, and it's funny because Alan being here is like full circle from WrestleMania because this was WrestleMania 2. This was this night felt like. And they actually showed video packages showing WrestleMania 2 this entire fucking show. But at WrestleMania, they had Austin Aries versus Neville, which was one of the best matches of the entire night. That was on YouTube for fucking free. And we got it again. Neville won the title back after a week. We just complained about that on our Raw show, Anthony. Hovig, we were bitching about that too. I mean, I don't even know, Anthony. Like, why do you think they did that?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's just like it makes no sense. And fucking Alan had to be the one to actually point it out because me and Nick didn't even catch the shit. But all the titles, all the people that had titles, they lost them all. The only ones that retained was Asuka and AJ Styles. And
Brock Lesnar.
And yeah.
Oh, yeah, and Brock Lesnar to add on top of that. But it's just like Tozawa, why was it if you're gonna drop it to Tozawa, wait to SummerSlam, wait for the checkpoint. That's probably why they were showing video packages of WrestleMania. Because I treat these it's WrestleMania, SummerSlam, maybe Survivor Series, and those are I consider those checkpoints. Those are checkpoints of the wrestling thing.
Mahal retained too.
Oh, Mahal, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Mahal retained. So when you actually reach these checkpoints, these pay-per-view checkpoints, you actually pull the trigger, you actually start changing stuff, and you actually do something fucking new. No! We went fucking backwards. On everything. Completely backwards.
Okay, I have a serious question.
What's up?
And this is kind of like what I was going to try to say before my earphones fucked up, but does anyone really give a fuck about the cruiserweights anymore? Because
I do. I
don't, because I was even going to ask, I was like, why are you bringing this shit up? They fucked up the damn cruiserweights since they even got their own show.
Well, see, here's the thing, because you don't give a fuck, so you haven't been watching, but they have honestly did such a great job with the cruiserweights now. Neville is one of the best champions I've seen. He's on every show. He puts on the best match. He's on 2 different shows a fucking week. He has numerous contenders. They actually have a contender list. It actually feels like one of those fucking things where you climb up a ladder, a contendership, like boxing or fucking an actual sport where people actually fucking put their brains to some kind of system. So that's why I was like, okay, they're fucking good. Then you get Akira Tozawa, who I'm amazed that finally they have a minority tag team that's not just all black people or all just Japanese people. They actually have a mixture of 2 different cultures. And the shit's kind of funny. They have little comedic moments. And Like, they still fucked it up. They still fucked it up. Having a belt for a week and dropping that shit at SummerSlam. I don't know why the fuck they would do that shit. It's fucking insane. And Trey, I want to ask you.
Real week.
It wasn't even a week. It was
yeah,
like
it was
5
6 days. Or 5 days, yeah. It's fucking crazy. Now, Trey,
It's even worse.
Yeah, but Trey, like, do you keep up with 205 Live at all? Because I don't know if I should ask you the question or not. No.
I really don't. I'm kind of with Hovick on this. I really don't care about the cruiserweights anymore. From what I see on Raw, it makes me not want to watch 205 Live. It means you'd be like,
that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I'm like, they like sometimes they do like 2 matches of the cruiserweights on Raw. I was like, why the fuck do I got watch another show if they already had like their fucking time on Raw? I was like, now I gotta watch it. I was like,
well, Raw doesn't really give a shit about their own talent, let alone like the cruiserweights. But I'm saying, like, if you guys actually watch 205 Live, like me and Nick are not wrong. Like, they actually have some pretty good fucking matches on there. Like, I can't remember his one name right now, but he pretty much wears it looks like a superhero suit that he'd be like spinning around and shit like that. Like, I love watching 205 Live for that guy alone because he never comes onto the like the main shows and shit like that. And plus, especially when Cedric was on there too, he was fucking cool. But Tony Nese in that last Fatal 4-Way match that we had, I think it was a while ago because it was
about a month ago.
Yeah, I think it was a month ago. It was him, Austin Aries, and I think all of them was the ring. Yeah, Tozawa, and it was a Fatal 4-Way match. And Tony Nese was fucking amazing. So I'm hoping, like, after this whole Tozawa thing, maybe Tony Nese can come up and actually fight Neville shit. And like Nick said, Neville was fucking cool too. Like, his whole king of the cruiserweights, like, out of most wrestling, out of the entire WWE, you actually feel like he has a gimmick. Granted, it's like with the belt, but he actually feels like a fucking cruiserweight Triple H. And it actually worked. It fucking really worked. So I get why they dropped it back to him, but like, if he was gonna do that regardless, yeah, Tozawa. And why would you have a fucking title match before, like, 6 days before, like, a big fucking SummerSlam anyway? Like,
oh yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
SmackDown too with the John Cena thing, the Baron Corbin thing, the Money Bank, and we'll get into that in a little bit too. But like the main thing too, another thing that kind of has something to do with the main event, also in the pre-show, Roman Reigns, man, look, so you were getting mad. We were all starting to fight in the thing. Like, Trey was getting pissed off because like you guys had like Brock Lesnar, you'd be mad at Brock Lesnar one, and he would be mad at Roman Reigns one. And Trey was like, man, I cannot believe you, Anthony, how you would fucking pick Roman Reigns to win over Brock Lesnar. Like, you're full of shit, the whole thing. But here's the thing, Trey. I gotta tell you, I'm on Anthony's side on this. And the reason why, Roman Reigns has been doing the best fucking promo work he has done ever. Ever. Like, Hovig, we've talked about this. Roman Reigns, man.
He's been improving.
Like,
and
the
one thing, I just want to get it out there. The one thing I'm so fucking proud of right now is that those rumors of the Undertaker showing up did not happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, as like one of the biggest Undertaker fans, I was like, thank God that didn't happen. Because let him stay where he is.
Exactly. And here's the thing, too. Like, I even put it in the thumbnail. I will change that, though, afterwards because he didn't show up. Shut the fuck, Anthony.
So
God damn it.
The funny thing? I read about those rumors after I saw the thumbnail. I'm like, why the fuck is Undertaker in the thumbnail?
I was so sure, Hovig. I swear to God, dude. I was like, he's going to show up. Like,
the fucking match ends, and everybody, Brock Lesnar gets his belt. They're walking out, they're about to do the credits, and Nick's like, he's going to show up. He's going to show up right now.
Yeah, and nothing happened.
Man, I was just so happy that he didn't show up because I didn't want to feel like Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5.
What was that reference to?
What? No, in Grand Theft Auto 5, when Trevor found out that Mike was still alive, he's like, for 10 years, I mourned you.
Oh, and yeah, exactly.
It was going to take me back. I was like, I've been mourning you since WrestleMania, motherfucker. Why are you returning?
Dude, that was a good Trevor impersonation. I actually really like that. No, but like on top of that, though, I really like that promo. And I don't know if you guys saw that promo, but basically he was standing next to this girl. I don't know who the fuck she is. These interview chicks are all the same. It's like becoming like fucking WWE 2K18 and shit. But the thing is, some like random sprite like nodding her head. Oh, what are you saying? But Roman Reigns was basically saying, like, hey, like, I'm going to beat their ass. He literally said, like, I'm going to beat their asses in that ring. And I don't give a damn about the fans. I don't give a damn about this. I don't give a damn about the championship. Like, I'm going to go out there and do what I do, and it's my yard.
Can't they just make him heel?
No.
Maybe
Bro,
not.
He's like... He's
like
the
same problem Enzo has. You can't turn Enzo heel because Enzo sells too much merch.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right, but like even Alan, like dude, like you say as a casual viewer, you actually kind of like Roman Reigns, and I don't know if that changed with the match tonight, but
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, because again, casual, so I haven't really watched as much stuff, but every time I've seen him, he's always done something cool. But then this match, I'm just watching, he did 2 moves the entire fucking match: run up to somebody and punch them, or do a fucking dive tackle.
Alan, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns? Me that one.
Because the thing is, they showed all the stuff he does, and it's like, I didn't think he only had 2 moves. Like, what the fuck am I playing? Dive kick? Like, do something else.
And that's the thing. It's great to see Alan's like when he was watching it, he was like slowly starting to just seeing his realization of like, wait, this is not what's on the brochure. What the fuck?
I want to speak to the manager.
That's fucking great, dude. Like Alan wanted his money back.
I was promised breakfast in bed. What the fuck?
I just wanted some more cool things, because I saw like in some of the other random clips he'd do cool things. I'm like, oh, I was excited. I'm like, oh, I get to see some cool moves. They're like, nope, didn't get that this time.
No, you did, Alan. You did get to see Roman Reigns' cool moves. All 2 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Because they are cool, but when you see it done 20 times and within a 10-minute fucking radius, it's not cool anymore. It's like you
You just kept doing it over and over again. We're like, you could easily counter anything he fucking does.
But and that's why I was saying, why are you going for Roman instead of
exactly?
You know,
Roman Reigns.
You know, I would have marked the fuck out if Roman Reigns won with the help of Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins.
No, me too. And I was saying that
I would
because
have marked. I was like, if they end up making Roman Reigns, I will only get behind it if those 2 motherfuckers came in and helped him out.
yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And like Ruthless, I want to ask you because I want to ask you on 2 different topics. I didn't ask you anything like the last 2 times, but for one, what do you feel about Tozawa winning that belt? And do you think like Neville? God, am I saying his name right?
Neville.
There we go. God damn it.
There you go.
Fuck that shit up. But no, man. I see you just posted a picture. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm sorry. But yeah, like, what do you feel though about Neville winning that championship back? And what do you feel about Roman Reigns' character change or whatever? Do you still fucking hate him like everybody else does?
Well, okay, so we were obviously watching the Rabbit together, and I said I was backing off of Roman because he had finally gone to a shirt and not that stupid fucking vest. And then tonight he comes out in the interview in the shirt. I was like, oh, cool, he's doing the shirt thing. And then he comes out for the match in the fucking vest again. So fuck him. But as far as his improvements, I've seen his improvements. He has gotten much better handling promos. I think a lot of his problem is he doesn't sound natural. But again, him getting a lot better does not mean he's good. Like, he's got a long way to go.
By any means.
His way of selling is to just be out cold all the time, as opposed to, messing with his body, trying to look like he's trying to get himself psyched back into the match. And so I've always had a problem with that. As far as the Neville Tozawa thing, I thought they had a really great opportunity with Tozawa switching over to a face champion and letting Neville chase a bit to try and get it back. I thought that could have made a really smart situation for the division. Neville having essentially rebeat most of the cruiserweights because they do treat it more like a sport on 205 Live. And I do love Lil Papa Pump, Tony Nese as well. So I was looking for that to happen, and I was expecting Tozawa to retain here, and just not retaining and losing the belt back to Neville means why even do that match? If you were going to give Tozawa a win over Neville, why not just make it a non-title matchup on the Go Home show if that's what you were going to do?
Exactly. And man, yeah, I'm still pissed off over that cruiserweight match. But
I'm also making me finish because that was fucking stupid too.
Oh no, it really was. And to touch on more things in that sense of the pre-show, like I gotta get into the Elias thing because Anthony, you gave me so much shit about Elias Sampson and how I was basically like mentally booking this shit. I mean, we have Be the Booker segment, so it's like I'm trying to be creative. I'm trying to think and trying to like see like, okay, maybe this is gonna happen, maybe that's gonna happen. I like to fucking nerd out, but god damn it, dude, they've done him wrong. They're finally doing him right though. Tonight in the pre-show, dude, I don't know if you guys saw this either.
That boy gave no fucks.
Yeah, he really didn't. It was amazing.
Gave no fucks. And if people are clapping, I'm like, yo, he's making fun of y'all, and you're loving it. I'm like, okay.
It was an ovation. It was an ovation. People were literally like, yeah, fuck
They
yeah.
cheated for an encore.
Yeah, he was doing a concert, literally playing guitar good, like really fucking
job,
good.
Elias.
And did stand-up comedy while playing the guitar. Literally, like,
Yeah,
Will and
like,
Valley needs to watch him.
I'm sitting there watching him, and he's doing this thing. I was like, doing the old Elias thing. And then he's just sitting there saying, he's like, now y'all sit down. Y'all start cheering when I'm done. I was like, oh, okay, now I'm watching. And then he just kept going. I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah,
something turned on.
Full control. He had full control of it, and that's why I
Yeah.
loved it so much. It reminded me of like when The Rock would go and do heel shit. People were like, you know what, dude, I hate you, but God, I fucking love you, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just.
Or like the Hollywood Rock with the Rock concerts.
Yeah. Like, and actually, Anthony was there for the Rock concert
one
against
of
John Cena. So like, you know how the crowd reacts to Anthony. Like,
No, they hype. They pretty hype and stuff like that. The only thing about like Elias Sampson, and it just goes into the whole theme that I'm probably gonna get into later. It's just like if you're gonna do something, don't wait. Just pull the trigger on the fucking shit and just do it already. Like it's not that I wasn't like joking about you about Elias Sampson. Like that was a whole other fucking thing. But it was just like, yeah, if they are gonna do something, then do it already. Don't like just stall that shit. Like I said, I always go back to that thing with Daniel Bryan when they waited too fucking late to pull the trigger. Like they did this fucking same thing with Ty Dillinger. Right now, I think it's too fucking late.
yeah.
Like stall, do it.
No, you're absolutely right. And I always have an issue with that. But like, here's the thing that I mean, and by the way, Ruthless, really quick, did you watch that pre-show at all either or no?
I watched the entire pre-show.
Now, what'd you feel about Elias Sampson's little bit there, actually?
Oh, I loved it. I really think that they've kind of tapped into, and clearly Corey Graves is helping with this, but they've tapped into what really works best with Elias, and that is letting him do the drifter stick, but giving it a better quality. Because in NXT, he would do sort of similar stuff, but it was always the guitar was out of tune, or he would purposely play shitty. And now they're getting it. They're like the people are grabbing onto it and saying this is something we want to see. I mean, for fuck's sake, they were shouting encore, but you could hear it on Elias's mic. Like that's crazy.
No, yeah, it was amazing, dude. And I had such a great time with it. Like, it's almost like he was trying to be a heel and he couldn't because he was so fucking good. It's like when you get to that point, that's incredible. But the next thing, and God, this is Trey, and you showed me this. That fucking attendance, man. I am so surprised, and I feel like they probably started the show way too soon than they should have. But look at that.
They started like 2 hours early. Like the show doesn't.
Yeah.
But like the actual main show starts at 7, and then they're like, "Oh, the pre-show is starting at like 4:30, 5 o'clock," and then David kept going back to showing outside. There's still a line of people trying to get inside. I'm like, "What the fuck y'all doing?"
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, it's ridiculous that they have these situations because, and I love this in a way because I like how people used to talk shit about TNA wrestling and saying like, "Oh, no one shows up," and here's an actual picture of TNA. This is actually one of their biggest pay-per-views, Bound for Glory, but still. Even though this is like one of the first matches on the show and everything, they got those people on the other side that were like, it was empty. They got them all on one side, so at least the camera looks like it's fucking busy and that it's full of people. WWE couldn't even do that shit. I mean, look at that comparison to this tonight. And the Hardy Boys are in the ring. These guys are main event fucking stars. Main event stars starting off a YouTube fucking thing, and no one's there. I swear to God, Anthony, I'm not even joking. When I used to wrestle, I wrestled in front of more people than that fucking thing. I'm not joking. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, man?
That's just a shame.
I mean, WWE, how much money for a ticket? And you know what I mean? Like that tells you there's too much content. I mean, dude, we just watched Takeover. It's 2 hours last night. We got fucking 6 goddamn hours of WWE SummerSlam tonight. You got fucking all these other shows, Raw, SmackDown, whatever. People are tired. Stop.
Remember when we brought up the Mae Young Classic and you asked us how we felt? I was like, I don't want it. I need less shows, man.
Yeah,
I need less.
I'm barely able to catch up with these fucking ringside hangouts, man. Fucking A. Like, dude, Anthony, me and you had to watch Takeover while we were watching the beginning of the fucking SummerSlam. Like,
I had to pull a double taker, man, like, cause we can't watch it on Saturday because we got our own shit to do. So it's just like, no, we can't do it. So we literally had to watch both shows. Like, I kept going back and forth between SummerSlam and NXT just so I could know what's going on with both of them. But,
yeah, and like, Alan, I want to ask you really quick, like, does that audience kind of surprise you? Because you probably think, without being a wrestling fan, that maybe wrestling's not that big of a deal. So when you see something like this, like, what do you feel about it looking at it?
I think it's just one of those things where it's like it varies. Sometimes you'll have a tire pack studio, but then other times you'll have it like not as big because people just don't care as much. It varies. It's like audience attendance at a movie. Sometimes you'll have something like Star Wars where everyone wants to see it, but then you'll have another movie where no one really wants to see it. And you guys are mentioning that there's 8,000 shows a week, so it's like sometimes people just don't want to go to every show. So you can't have the same attendance for every single show because people just don't want to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, here's an example. Like when I went to Metallica last month, it's like nobody went to go see fucking Colby. People started getting inside the stadium for Avenged Sevenfold but then everyone was inside for fucking Metallica. You know what I mean? It's almost like the same concept. It's like
Yeah.
a pre-show. You know,
Yeah,
it's
and that's
like,
actually surprising you saying that because Volbeat, I remember them being pretty, popular.
yeah, man. It's like when we got to the stadium, everybody was still tailgating. They gave no fucks. You know, it's like that's probably what still was going on during the pre-show.
Yeah, I know. So to move on to the next thing over here.
Real quick, you got a really good point about the amount of content because this month alone will have had SummerSlam, all the Raws and SmackDowns, and then the entirety of the Mae Young Classic, and No Mercies at the beginning of September, isn't it? It's like
No way.
No, it is 2 weeks.
because there's 2 pay-per-view. Yeah, it's 2 weeks to No Mercy.
Yeah. So, by the way,
No
Anthony,
mercy.
if you're tired, bro,
No Mercy.
back to work. Are you happy you came back to Ringside Hangout, brother?
Oh no! It's September 24th. Woo!
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we lucked.
So yeah, a month.
We got a month off.
Okay. Well, wow. I'm actually pretty happy about that. But here's the thing. Like next
So
week.
breathe, Anthony, breathe.
But I did bring this up though. I mean, I guess we don't really have to talk about this. But like I said, this picture just happened during the Miss Raj and the Hardys and the Jason Jordan thing, and I'm thinking like, okay, they haven't brought up the Jason Jordan thing the last week of wrestling. You don't get those moments where Kurt Angle's watching on the baby monitor in the fucking backstage area, like
The baby monitor.
the baby monitor. He's watching his baby wrestle. Fucking stupid ass storyline. So, do you think? And I'm gonna ask Ruthless this first, and I'm gonna ask Trey after that. But like Ruthless, do you feel like maybe they're gonna step back from this Jason Jordan thing and probably hope that fans forget that whole Kurt Angle bullshit even existed?
No, they're gonna move forward. And I think they're gonna. I think they kind of have to because another situation, is also affecting that. That's the situation with the Revival being injured. So you've got the situation where now Jason Jordan has backup, so it's not just on him. I think you're gonna end up with Jason Jordan versus The Miz for the IC title. They're gonna see if he can show good enough with one-on-one with The Miz, what they're gonna do from there because there's nothing else to do with him. Like there's nothing else to do with him. You brought him over from SmackDown for no reason.
Yeah. No.
True that.
Yeah, exactly. But Trey, like, how about you, man? Do you feel like maybe they're gonna pull back on this fucking Jason Jordan thing a little bit, or nah?
Nah, they gonna go fast forward. Not fast forward. Full train ahead on
Full
that.
speed ahead. Full speed ahead.
There's no stopping that train because it's just that they wanted this to be a thing, and apparently it's supposed to put them in opportunities. I mean, hell, being on a pre-show with the Hardys where people aren't around. I mean, I don't know how much of that opportunity that is, but if they want to go full on something, as Anthony's bringing on earlier, hey, go all the way with it. So far, them going all the way with it isn't working out for them.
Yeah, man. So I don't know about that kind of shit. I mean, it's weird for me. The Hardys are just floundering. It's almost like just a countdown for the fucking Broken Hardy thing. That shit's bad. Mr. Rock.
Man, talk about dropping a ball, man. Today would have been like the perfect time to turn them Broken and not on the pre-show with Jason Jordan and Mr. Raj, like some sort of other storyline. They maybe add them as like a triple threat for the tag titles, but.
Well, they can't make them Broken. They're doing the Awoken or Woken Hardys. The Woke Hardys.
That's what we basically mean.
Well, they turn them cracked or something. Fuck, Jesus Christ.
Cracked?
They're doing that, but they were supposed to do that by having the Revival do it. And so they're kind of scraping. They're going to reset it with a different tag team post SummerSlam now, which I'm going to bet is probably going to be Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. But, next topic over here really quick. I'm moving along. Usos winning the fucking tag team titles. Now, here's the thing, man. This just seems random as fuck to me. And here's them after the match, like, just posting about it and talking about, like, oh, my God, we fucking did it, whatever. And they're really funny. I love them doing interview stuff. They're hilarious. But it's like, this is not, like, fucking Keanu 2. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying.
I was like, the what? Oh.
Yeah, no,
right?
Yeah, the Black Cat movie.
Gotcha.
By the way, I love the fucking movie.
Day one is H.
Wait, what'd you say, Ruthless?
You went down with the day one is H?
I don't know what the fuck that is, but
no, the Fashion Files, day one is H, the Breezango.
Like, I'm giving a fuck about that, man.
Right.
God damn, I hate that fucking shit. I'm an asshole because I like how I brought up fucking Akira Tozawa, and I'm telling you guys, like, I give a fuck. Like, so, I don't know, I'm stupid. But here's the thing, though, man. Like, Usos winning tag team titles, do you guys feel like this is a bad thing or not? Because for me, I thought it was cool. I just don't like the fucking, like, title tag shit. Like just like your turn, you take it. Oh, my turn, I'll take it. Like it's just I don't know. Like Anthony, I know you're pissed off. I'll let you start off with this because we're all gonna give our opinion on this.
Oh, it's pretty much like the whole Tozawa thing. Like, and I think they had a tag title match on SmackDown right before this too, like 5 days before SummerSlam. So if like you gonna do this, why drop it to New Day if you just gonna drop it right back to the Usos too? And I think the Usos can actually benefit a little bit more while holding the tag team titles because it actually makes them look a little bit more threatening and stuff like that. And they actually can do something with it, unlike the New Day that's pretty much just shucking and jiving and shit like that. And they're already established. It's like they pretty much come out with these fucking weird ass costumes, and you pretty much already know the New Day is the New Day. So they really don't need to be established. They, if anything, I would say use the New Day as a way to make the Usos look even more better. Like, squash them or whatever, fight them at SummerSlam, and get them out of the way, and probably go into like another tag team. But that's the other thing too, because SmackDown really doesn't have a lot of tag teams because Breeze Dango doing what the fuck ever, and the Ascension is happy to do the Fashion Files for some reason. And then like I'm actually really thinking like, what's the other tag teams on SmackDown?
No, there's really none, and it's weird because now I think NXT has more tag teams than fucking SmackDown. Like, what the fuck is going on here? But Ruth is going to ask you, like, what do you feel about the Usos winning the tag team titles yet again? Do you feel like it was right, and are you even interested in the tag team division on SmackDown?
Okay, so I apparently I have a different opinion about this than everybody else does. Even though I got this wrong, I thought the New Day were actually going to retain for an entirely different reason that I'm posting in our little Google chat and stuff. The Usos winning is a positive thing for me. Like, I want that. I like having heels in certain positions, especially in a situation where you're going to get more great matches out of the New Day, because they always steal the show, and they definitely did it tonight. But they didn't. They lost. They've never won the belts on SmackDown. Like, they didn't win them last week. This has been 3 weeks? 3 weeks now with the New Day having the belts. Mm-hmm. And as far as tag teams. So I'm calling this right now. I think that the tag team being called up from NXT is going to SmackDown, and I think that's why the Usos won. And if that's the case, it's going to be explosive on Tuesday, which is a great thing. But I really feel like the New Day can't keep the titles too long. You want to give them a quick run because they had such a long run before. I mean, do you guys remember how you were complaining about how long the New Day had the belts at that point? Mm-hmm. Like, by the end, we were all tired of that shit. So I'm kind of happy with it. I didn't think they were going to have it happen there. But when things changed, that makes sense to me.
Exactly. Now, Hovig, I mean, I know you're probably going to tell me you don't give a shit, which I would not blame you at all. But at the same time, though, I'm at a point, though, like, you and I have discussed SmackDown and the badness of that. Do you think that this kind of fixed SmackDown a little tiny bit or just made it worse?
It didn't make it worse, and it didn't really necessarily fix itself, but I do have to say the match was actually pretty good. I didn't even expect the Usos to win whatsoever. I actually expected the New Day to retain, but I mean, I guess it's a step in a direction. And as Ruthless said, if there's a new tag team or something coming up to SmackDown from NXT, then fuck it. This is like something new that might even happen.
Yeah, so I don't know. But now, next thing, this is going to be very, very fucking quick. I just needed to say this out loud. Really fucking just fuck you, Shawn Michaels.
Oh, come on. The guy has to do something. He's probably
Look at this fucking bullshit.
Colonel Sanders.
Come the fuck on, dude.
No, that was fucking stupid.
What the fuck was that? Was that a commercial or halfway through a promo?
No,
that was fucking dude. Like, okay, so here's the thing, and I can't wait to explain this to Alan. They have wrestlers do live commercials for KFC, and then they still do fucking not live commercials for KFC. They had Dolph Ziggler, who was feuding with The Miz, a very serious rivalry, who the loser would have to retire for the rest of fucking wrestling.
Damn.
And before their match, before this very serious match, they dressed up as two Colonel Sanders and wrestled down the ramp and backstage over fucking fried chicken.
No. I think The Miz was a chicken.
The Miz was a chicken.
Miz was dressed as a chicken.
You're right.
God,
it wasn't.
yeah.
He was a grown ass chicken.
Yeah, Ziggler was Colonel Sanders. He was the chicken.
Then everyone just started appearing with fucking Colonel Sanders outfits on and shit. What the fuck was I watching?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
that
like,
happened in the Enzo one where he was basically fucking chicken. Like,
Oh,
fuck that
what was it? That barbecue one with fucking. Oh man.
the Georgia. Yeah, the Georgia.
The Georgia one. Yeah.
Yeah.
the golden whatever. I think I know what you guys are talking about.
The Georgia Gold one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm watching this, and it's like, okay, here's the thing, man. Like, Shawn Michaels, like, I'm sick, and I know it's like, okay, yeah, right, Nick. Like, if you're in a situation, you would do the same fucking thing for a fucking buck. And yes, I would. For $1 million, I might put a ball in my mouth. Like, I don't know. But here's the thing, is like, I'm sick of these wrestlers prostituting their fucking name. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really sick of that shit. That's why I like people like Stone Cold. And I don't like, and I know, like, it's not good to say this right now because he almost died the last fucking 2 days, but that's why I don't like Ric Flair sometimes. Because Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley, all these fucking dudes, they just want to be in the fucking spotlight and want the money and want the fucking attention, like Shawn Michaels does. You can make him do anything, and he'll do it just because he wants to fucking... He's just a whore. He's whore... I just... it drives me fucking nuts, man. It's fucking gross.
Boy, that is his character. Like, Shawn Michaels, he is the showstopper.
He is right.
That's his character. So, yeah, like, he's supposed to be an attention whore. I mean, the entire Montreal Screwjob is based on that.
Yeah, but
you got a point.
But he, and I guess you're right because he did stop the show to fucking do this bullshit. It was so frustrating to see this shit because we have so many things. AJ Styles has been, dude. He's been like, what do you call that? Like petitioning.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, like he wants to fight Shawn Michaels or at least have some kind of program with him. Like Daniel Bryan wants to do certain things. All these guys want Shawn Michaels to be involved. He's like, no, I'm too busy to help you out with a promo or a storyline or something. No, don't bug me for that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we definitely see that. Michaels is throwing around like Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, real fucking busy, Sean. Real fuck. I think he's busy making bad Christian movies about fucking finding Jesus in a goddamn play. Fuck!
Oh, no. You got the new one that he's like a country singer or some shit?
Oh,
or like a
yeah, he's a country singer in some fucking racist-ass movie.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I fuck Shawn Michaels.
Hey, he's on a roll with movies this year. He's got 2 of them out. So
I guess you're right, but here's the
good
thing.
for him.
I'm gonna have Alan start this off actually because I'm curious what you think because we're probably gonna get in a big fight. This is where the show, like, maybe we already got a little bit heated so far in little spots, but we're about to start fighting the rest of the show, most likely because we're all gonna disagree on certain things. But Alan, John Cena, Baron Corbin, sir.
Yeah, that's the thing. By the time I got in here, I actually missed that. So if you want to come back to me on the other stuff, I definitely will.
Okay, but let me just ask you one thing though. John Cena, do you see why people hate him, and what do you feel about it? Because I know you like Roman Reigns, but do you kind of like John Cena for certain reasons too?
That's the thing. Like, I had a buddy of mine kind of explain like why everyone's kind of like hates John Cena because he just, he stops the show, just shows up whenever the fuck he wants, does whatever the fuck he wants. I just never liked the way he looked. He always just seems like he's the kind of an attention whore, just the guy that just wants everyone to look at him at any given time. I'm like, I don't really like you, man.
He just looks like a fucking asshole. Like, fuck
he does. He looks like a fucking asshole. He always wears shirts that are way too big for him, man.
Yeah, he does. No, his fashion sense is fucked, dude. I'm telling you, man. God damn, with the wristbands, the Wonder Woman fucking wristbands and everything, like Jesus Christ.
Oh no, don't forget. Apparently, they're not wristbands; they're headbands.
Oh man, wow, that's amazing.
What?
Yeah, he has little headbands wrapped around his fucking biceps because they're so big. They're meant for your head, but using them for your fucking like upper shoulder and shit. God damn, it's crazy. But here's the thing, Anthony. I guess I'll go to you because I don't know. I know we talked and you're like, hey, let's watch Takeover and whatever the fuck. What do you think of the match? And did they kill Baron Corbin yet? Because I don't know why the fuck they keep making this boy lose this shit.
It's at this point where it's just like I said, and we'll get to it. I don't want to pull the trigger on that discussion just yet, but it's just like, I will say this, how they booked it to get John Cena pretty much out the way, because I think he was the first main match after the pre-show. I was like, okay, yeah, because people always complain, why is John Cena up here? Like, people was complaining back at WrestleMania when he fought The Rock. It wasn't even for, like, the main belt or anything, but it was just like, why is John Cena and The Rock, like, pretty much, like, the main thing? Well, the second year. The first year, it was pretty much, like, the selling point. But, like, the second year, it was just like, why, what? But, so it's just like, and plus, I know that's always a complaint. Why is John Cena, even if he's not fighting for the belt, why do they always treat him like the main event, or he's always near it, or always near the last match or something like that? So, you know what? John Cena is going against Corbin. They wanted to get it out the way. He's not the big main draw of this pay-per-view. John Cena is just here, just pretty much just to be here, or John Cena fans or whatever. So they got him out of the way. Yeah, and Corbin, I really feel bad for Corbin. Like I said, after that whole Money in the Bank thing, and then pretty much lose at SummerSlam to John Cena, not even beat him to actually get a little bit more of a push, or actually gain what he lost back from that Money in the Bank, lose so bad too, so terribly after John Cena pretty much laughed his career to oblivion. So So it's just like he can't even regain none of that shit back. And with this loss too, it's just like, man, y'all, what y'all doing to Corbin? I really hope that they have something planned for him. Maybe they just don't want to pull the trigger on him now. But it's just like I said, we're just trying to. Just do it already. Like, y'all been doing this shit for how long now? And now y'all getting fucking cold feet? Like, what the fuck?
No, it's fucking ridiculous. I really can't stand every time they build fucking John Cena to do this thing, especially the underdog bullshit. Like, I wonder if Baron Corbin's gonna win. Like, if you're gonna do it, then beat him in 5 seconds. Then, like we'll get into the 5-second thing later on, but at least they did that. I mean, look, I hate that. Oh, we'll get to it. Just fucking random. God damn. Jesus Christ. But like with John Cena, they should have did what they did later on in the show for this, especially after the Money in Bank thing. It would have been like comedic at least. Maybe the commentator can be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they fucked him up that bad." It could have been like a little joke. I don't know. But I mean, hoping John Cena will he ever win you over, dude? Ever? Will he ever fucking entertain you, or do you hate this fucking man for the rest of eternity?
Man, if he died tomorrow, I still wouldn't give a fuck.
Jesus Christ!
Man,
All of
Damn.
man, that's Okay, so do y'all remember when there was a match at SummerSlam with 2 Undertakers?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw a picture the other day on Facebook where it says, "Man, I haven't seen 2 Undertakers since this match," and on the bottom fucking picture, it's a picture of John Cena next to Triple H, saying that they're two Undertakers because they keep burying all the talent.
Yeah, they do though. That's the thing.
And bye Corbin. Nice knowing you. I was behind you the entire time, but boy, they don't fuck you dirty.
And that's the thing, because I still like Baron Corbin. I don't give a fuck what they do with these storylines. I like the guy personally. I think he's fucking great. But he's gone. This is it, dude.
Man.
Wish Baron Corbin luck in his future endeavors.
Exactly.
No, I guarantee you, next April, that motherfucker is not going to be on the show anymore, dude.
I don't think it's going to be April.
I'm thinking January.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be January. I think it'll be before that too.
Tomorrow.
Did he like piss somebody off backstage or something?
Yes, he apparently did. Apparently, this whole thing, when he went after Meltzer on Twitter, apparently Vince is supremely pissed about that. And I think Corbin may be gone before we get to Survivor Series.
I cannot believe that is a fucking punishment. God damn it.
Well, it's not just that, but like, if you notice, he's kind of sucked in the ring lately. Like, he had been making that big improvement going into Elimination Chamber, and he's really slowly regressed since then. On top of that, yeah, his promos suck.
They just gave
He
him
has
a
not
new theme
gotten
song
better
too,
night.
They gave him a new theme song. They've been like showing shit. And by the way, like WWE, don't pick motherfuckers that might fuck up. That's another thing. Like, it's like I can be like boo-hoo at Baron Corbin, but it's like, why would you fight with somebody on social media? Stay the fuck off Facebook. It's your job.
Okay,
Why would you risk your job? Yeah, I know, right? It's like a Corbin thing. But it's your job. It's like, Anthony, would you ever have a situation where you're working somewhere and you're getting paid a shitload of money, and then someone walks in and they have a fur coat? It's like, hey, motherfucker, you know that an animal died for that fucking thing.
Yeah, no, you keep your fucking mouth shut, you keep working, and it's just at the same time, it's just like, yeah, you can blame Baron Corbin for doing that, but it's just like, God damn it, man, I'm just really sick of that. Because didn't that happen to Ziggler? Like, that was the reason why he's in the position he is now.
Yeah, well,
was he fit somebody else?
Ziggler did it differently because he wanted to talk smack and was basically telling people like, yeah, I might not be winning or whatever. I don't really care. I'm the fucking best part of the show, and that's all I give a shit about. Like, I'm done. Like, even on Ride Along, when he was riding with Dean Ambrose, he was saying a lot of shit that was kind of like, ooh, yikes, don't be saying that.
Oh, and Corbin went after the dude that was a soldier as well that had shown up to a bunch of the Tribute to the Troop stuff. So,
damn.
Yeah, he really picked a bad fight, and like.
Yeah, man.
Whereas Braun Strowman really did show up and get better, Baron Corbin just seems to be getting worse.
It's just like, hey man, when you give him an inch, Anthony,
they take a mile.
They take a fucking mile. But Trey, I'm gonna ask you, man. Like with John Cena, now we all basically express how we hate. Actually, I didn't even ask Ruthless. Ruthless, do you hate John Cena or no?
Oh, you know he does. Come on, he's said it plenty of times.
Yeah, he said it many times on this show.
Man, he ain't even got an answer.
There's not really a need to hate John Cena anymore because honestly, in this case, I agreed with what he fucking did. Like, I'm mad that Baron Corbin lost the match. Like, I would rather Baron Corbin get built up properly. But at this point, if you're getting rid of Baron Corbin, you kind of got to give John that win because he's changing brands. But the big thing I liked about that match was that bald spot, though.
With that bald spot.
John Cena's bald spot, like the giant bald spot on the back of his head.
I can't talk shit. I can't.
No, he didn't get a haircut before the show. But he always gets a haircut before the show, so you don't see the bald spot. But because his hair was partially grown in, you saw the massive bald spot the whole time.
Man, y'all fucked up, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, man, and I fucked up. But Trey, so on top of his bald spot, what do you feel about us? Because here's the thing, because I think a lot of the fight is going to be between somebody in this call versus you. Either it's going to be Anthony versus you or me versus you or some shit. So let's just start that off the right way with the John Cena thing, because that's their biggest, longest argument about this fucking wrestling show. Why do you feel like we hate, like, do you know where we're coming from when we say we fucking hate him, and why do you still like him? I mean, what are your thoughts about John Cena currently?
Currently, that's the thing. I've been a fan of him since the Thugonomics days, and I just kind of stuck with him. Like, I guess just because John Cena's been that one constant, that just made me stick with him. Like, everybody hates him. It's just like, I always was that guy who, like, loves the whole rise above hate, never give up, or whatever kind of thing and stuff. I mean, he's improved in the ring over time, and the burial stuff, I mean, I don't think is really, because it's always some backstage drama that causes things to happen. It's never just like, oh, John Cena's doing it just to do it. It's just like with the Barry Corbin thing as an example, Zack Ryder as an example. It's just like, I mean, it seems like John Cena's used to be the bad guy, and I just don't. I'm not for that. It's just like, no, like, I like the character as he is. I mean, like, the fact that people hate him to begin with the way he is like, he's already a heel. I mean, people always understand John Cena sucks. He's gonna embrace it and just keep doing what he's doing in the ring.
Yeah.
Now,
go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
As of tonight's match, though, that match sucked. I did not like that match at all.
Yeah.
Like, I think I said this to you guys. Like, Barry Corbin versus John Cena was a precedent of how SummerSlam was gonna go, because that match was really bad, and I thought, yeah, that means this pay-per-view is gonna suck, and that's pretty much kind of how that went. Whereas on NXT Takeover, Johnny Gargano versus CN was pretty good, and that was a precedent of that pay-per-view, and it was actually pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, I might be a John Cena fanboy, but I can admit when the match is bad, and that match was bad.
Yeah, and I'm looking in the chat right now too, the YouTube chat. By the way, if you guys, I know I didn't look at it earlier today, but like, yeah, if you guys keep going to the YouTube chat, and maybe we can discuss, and I want to get you guys' opinions too. But Beerus of Universe, I don't know how the fuck to say that name. I am sorry, but you said, man, that Jinder Mahal versus Nakamura match, you literally fell asleep, dude. Fucking, I'm about to discuss that shit in a little bit, because holy shit, and I pressed the wrong button over here, my bad. We're still on John Cena versus Baron Corbin. But yeah, we'll talk about that. That was one of the worst fucking things I ever did see. But, moving on. Natalya is the new women's champion. Okay, yes, but
Yeah,
rest in peace, Naomi.
Yeah.
Man.
What?
Yeah.
Like I said, like let's go back, because like Naomi, the way, and we all agreed on this when it first happened too, the way that she got the belt wasn't really the best way to get it anyway. And it was just like, and it showed me, because I'm always like in the camp that Naomi, her character, her gimmick is fucking cool, feel the glow, that's awesome, because she's one of the few wrestlers in the company that has like a legitimate gimmick or something to go for. But when she gets in the ring, everything just falls flat. She's so green. She's gotten a little bit better, but not as much and stuff like that. And just Naomi, granted, she had the fart gimmick back in the day, and they made her do some dumb ass shit.
You mean Natalya?
Yeah, Natalya. Yeah, pretty much Natalya too. Like, pretty much had like the fart gimmick and shit like that. Pretty much made her do some dumbass shit, dancing with Great Khali, that whole little thing. But she's a heart. At the end of the day, she's a heart, and she should be up there with Charlotte, because like Charlotte Flair and stuff like that. She should be up there with the Four Horsemen. Like, it should have been Four Horsemen way before Bayley or Charlotte got even into the fucking WWE. Natalie should have been there, because she's a fucking heart at the end of the day. So it's late. It's so fucking late that they pulled the trigger on this now, and hopefully they keep it on her, and hopefully they help use this opportunity to build Natalie a little bit more. But like I said, I would rather them give it to Natalie, somebody that's actually has a little bit more wrestling skill and stuff like that, and use this maybe to like rival them a little bit more, and maybe Natalie can help bring out more in Naomi, actually improve her wrestling skills like that. Like, not necessarily train her, but actually get better with her chemistry and stuff like that without the belt, and actually maybe win it like somewhere down the line, maybe win it again at WrestleMania and stuff like that. But like I said, granted, yes, Natalie has done some dumbass shit. You really can't take her too seriously. But like I said, Natalie, it's about fucking time that they actually treat her with fucking respect in the goddamn company, because they've been treating that girl with so much fucking disrespect. Plus, this is a slight little tangent. Natalie, how she slapped Naomi at the beginning of the match, where she just walked up to her like it was ding ding ding, bitch. I was just like, what the fuck? This is personal as fuck. I was like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, I don't know if anybody else caught that, but I was just like, what the
fuck? Yeah. I didn't catch that, and I meant to go back to watch it, and I just never got the chance to. But here's the thing, though, like Alan, I meant to ask you, like, when did you start watching the show tonight? By the way, like, what match? Do you remember?
I think this fight was one of the first things I ended up seeing. By the time I got in here, the fight just started, and they were, beating the shit out of each other, slapping each other, doing some pretty cool stuff during that match. I've always liked the diva stuff.
Now, for you, when you watch the match, like the girl who won, the white girl, do you feel like she like when you were watching it, you were like, okay, she's definitely not going to win, because most of the time WWE really wants to let people know, like, yeah, she's not that big of a fucking deal. What did you feel about her? Did you take her seriously? Did you take the both chicks seriously or not?
I could not take the chick with the fucking, I think her name's Naomi, the one with the fucking half of her hair is green. Yeah. I'm like, you look like fucking Joel Schumacher made another Batman movie, and you're one of the villains in it.
Damn.
I could not take her seriously.
Damn.
That is fucking
So the whole time I'm just like, please lose, and then she lost. I'm like, okay, good, that works out.
I fucking love that definition. I love that detail. Oh my god. No.
Yeah, she's WWE's Poison Ivy.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Like, Hovig, I know you don't like Naomi, man. I know you.
No. Hold on. I never said I don't like her. It's just that she got the title a little too quick and early.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just so stoked that Natalya finally got it after like 30,000 years.
Yeah.
So that was just like, I have nothing against Naomi. I think she's really good. But like we always say, she's also quite green. No pun intended.
No, fuck you. No pun intended. You mean pun intended? Yes.
No, fuck that. No pun intended. But no, when she got the title belt the first time, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But then she got it the second time. I was like, nah, you don't deserve it the second time. You need to go back.
Yeah.
Like, you need to go back and wait a little longer just because you got injured and got that shit back. It ain't how that works. Finn Balor should have got his shit by now.
Yeah.
No,
but
but yeah, so I'm actually very stoked that Natalya finally got her first ever women's championship fucking opportunity and won.
Yeah, and it's been so long, man. Like, that bitch should have got that shit 8 fucking years ago when she debuted with the fucking Hart Dynasty. But here's the thing, though. Like, me, I really liked her winning the championship, just not from fucking Naomi, because Naomi never really got her chance. Like, every time that dude, I'm sorry, but, like, dude, fighting Lana over and over again, a girl who's never had a fucking match but gets a title match her fucking first try, that's not working within anything. That's like, wow, like literally the definition of the participant fucking trophy, or what do you call that? Participation trophy.
Participation,
yeah, participation, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fucking retarded. But like, it's like shit like that though, dude. I don't think she was given a chance. And you know this because we talked about this shit, especially with Ember Moon, dude. She's fucking black. She's not gonna make it because WWE is racist as shit. And dude, one thing that really proves that big time is that you had Charlotte Flair, all these girls, Becky Lynch, they weren't on the show. The only time that Natalya can actually beat somebody for a title would be a black girl. Like, how many girls does she went against for fucking 10 to 15 years?
Damn, that is actually fucked up. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I just want to point out that Natalya did win the Divas Championship, and they said on the show that this was her first championship since 6 years ago, because that's the last time she won a title.
Damn, who did she win it against? Because I do not remember this at all.
Shit, that might have been that might have been a 5-minute fucking reign, then.
Yeah, like when was this? Or do you remember at all, or you just remember?
No, I'm just pointing out what they said on the show, where they said that last time she won a title. Matter of fact, let me look it up.
All right, cool.
I'm looking it up right now.
You guys race each other then. But yeah, like, I mean, while you guys look that up and everything, find that out. Like, the thing is, like, that's why I don't like about it too, because just like, yeah, you would have her beat the fucking black chick. You know what I mean? Like, it's just equivalent to like, Eddie Guerrero would win the fucking world title after Brock Lesnar is leaving. Like, did Eddie Guerrero ever get the title again after that shit? No, he never got the title again. And the thing that sucks about Eddie Guerrero too, and I'm not making this a whole like race thing, like, oh, Mexicans had it bad too, whatever the fuck. But it's just kind of like, you know, when that happened, he never got another title match. And Bill Goldberg, they never show this in the highlights, but Goldberg speared Brock Lesnar in that fucking No Way Out match when Eddie Guerrero won the title. So like, but people say, oh man, WWE, they're cool when they do this, where black people are Mexicans or women. The
All right,
shit's
real
wrong.
quick. Natalya won the Divas title back at Survivor Series some fucking time. Oh, no,
That's not even
2010.
information.
No, Survivor Series
It happened.
2010.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
She held it for 70 days, apparently.
Yeah, she defeated Michelle McCool and Layla.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then shit. I mean, hey, Anthony, we were wrong this whole time, son.
Damn.
I know, that's still.
And the thing is, it was a handicap match. It was 2-on-1. Because remember, Lay Cool was saying they were both the women's champion, and she had to defeat those two to get the title.
Yeah, and that's impressive too. Actually, her beating two girls, like that's actually better even doing this. But I still feel like, God damn it, girl, like you had to beat Naomi. Like she finally got her chance. When she first won the fucking belt, like earlier this year, they stripped her of the fucking thing a week later.
Good.
Knee injury.
She got injured. Yeah, the injury.
Yeah, but like, dude, the whole rule is like, dude, she came back in WrestleMania, dude, and she fucking tried to win the belt. It's like, you didn't have to strip her of it. Just have her go off the show like every other women's champion there's ever been. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me. Ruthless, what do you feel about the match? What do you feel about Natalya winning the belt? What do you feel about Naomi?
I thought it was one of Naomi's better matches here recently. I'm happy Natalya finally is getting some more recognition because I've thought that she's pretty dope. Hopefully, next in line is maybe like Tamina and her to go at it for a bit because I think that would be an interesting dynamic. But yeah, I mean, I can't really say too much positive beyond that because I think this was a bad decision. You are literally announcing a toy of this glow belt like in like a week for release by Mattel, and you take it off the person who you did all this for. So from booking wise, I don't understand why you even do this. And yeah, the belt has made Naomi get better. So you should have kept it on her a little bit longer and given her some more challenges. She hasn't really had much in the way of challenges.
Yeah, no,
Think about
really
it.
hasn't.
Think about who she's faced. Like Charlotte, Alexa technically, and Natalya. Like there really hasn't been anybody else. So why? I just keep coming back to why with this pay-per-view over and over again. Why?
Yeah. And here's the thing that's fucking stupid for me too. What you call it? Because I'm gonna move on to the next thing now. Granted, I'm just exaggerating on this fucking topic title, but Enzo and the steel shark metal bulletproof bamboo induced steel fucking cage. Like, oh, why? This gimmick is the dumbest gimmick I've ever fucking seen, man. I'm like, wow. And here's the thing. I like how Big Cass, is coming out looking like Vince McMahon and shit. Like, oh, yeah, I'm cocky. Like, we know you're fucking scared for your job. All right? Don't fucking act like you're not. Fucking stupid. And by the way, too, I like how this motherfucker is getting fatter and fatter every fucking show he comes on. Like, he's really enjoying this success.
Oh yeah. And one more thing. Shout out to his 5th theme song in a month.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 4th fucking time. He's saying 5, he's exaggerating. It's literally the 4th. It's 1 away.
Yeah. It's like been like the 3rd or 4th fucking theme song he's had within like 2 months.
No,
Well, if you
because
count that one time where he came out with no music, it is 5.
Oh my god, you're right.
Oh,
He did
shit,
come
there
out
you
with
go.
the music. He did come out with the music.
It was silence.
Hey, it was like an homage to the TNA days where they couldn't afford to play music.
Fuck TNA.
That actually happened, by the way, Alan. There's another show that we watched, the TNA show, and literally they couldn't afford because the guy from Smashing Pumpkins left, and they couldn't play no songs, so all the wrestlers had to come out, and they're just like, yeah, woo, just like trying to get the crowd hyped.
That's fucking great.
The fucking fans, and then the fans weren't cheering because they were paid to be there, so they're just sitting down doing nothing.
TNA was this close to being like the fucking the Netflix Glow show, where having one person on keyboard playing the same fucking song back over and over and
They
over.
had to get a wedding singer to fucking play the theme song.
Nah, they just got some of those guys on the subways that have all those fucking instruments and a pot and pan. Just fucking.
No, man, it was like the guy had the guy from LMFAO when he was doing that fucking like Chipmunks movie. He's like, and now it's a juicy wiggle. Fucking bullshit.
God damn.
Unbelievable. No, man, this fucking steel thing. I'm trying to find a spot where it shows it, but it's risen up to the fucking screen, and I had a thing where it looked like he was like doing some jacking off thing with his fucking hand, and I don't have the picture anymore. But he was just trying to do shit while hanging above the ring. Why, by the way? Like, I'm wondering too. Like, why was he even hung up there? Like, Ruthless. I mean, I haven't been watching most of the shows lately, but like, why? I don't know if anyone can actually tell me why.
Well, the kayfabe reason there isn't one. For the non-kayfabe reason, it's because Enzo's afraid of heights, and so part of his punishment for being a dick lately was to put him in the fucking cage.
Okay, now you know I've seen a trend here.
Also, we're selling the Mattel cage, so we gotta make sure it's on as much as possible.
Are they also selling Luke as well?
So it seems like they don't even give a shit about the storyline. They just really want to fuck with Big Cass and Enzo at this point.
It makes sense. It all makes sense because the original name for WWE SummerSlam 2017, the original name was called Lunchy Tension, because apparently everyone got in fucking trouble.
It's like, what the fuck is happening? Are y'all like preschoolers and shit? Like, what the fuck, man?
Freedom height, so we're gonna put you about 3 feet above the.
Because I just thought like people was fucking Elric afraid of heights too, so that's why they did it back when it was like the Authors of Pain when they did that match too. Because this has been a trend because they've been doing this match a lot lately, and I'm just like, why?
I guess Triple H made the deal for the Mattel thing, and they wanted to try it out on NXT before they tried it on the main roster, and so that's why Team 6-1 and Authors of Pain got it first, and then when they saw that they could work with it, well, they did the WWE one, but it's a different cage for WWE because they don't have the ground floor setup that Team 6-1 and Authors of Pain had.
You know what's gonna be funny though? They're gonna try to do some crazy shit like, hey, what if a big guy, the Big Show, was on there, and then he's gonna fall and kill somebody, and they're gonna be like, well, now we know.
I would have been more impressed. If they put the Big Show in that fucking cage.
I mean, he wouldn't have fucking got out, so.
Yeah, exactly. He's stuck in there like fucking King Kong. Airplanes are coming through. Oh, fuck.
What was Trey about to say? Trey was about to say something?
Oh, yeah,
this match happening pissed me off because it's like Miz is literally like upset that the Intercontinental Championship wasn't being defended. And the tag team match, the tag team match was on the pre-show. So you mean to tell me this match with Cass and Big Show, with Enzo being on top of the cage, was way more important than those titles being defended? NXT Takeover, every title defended. SummerSlam, like 6 hours fucking pay-per-view. We couldn't see that on the main show? Like, really?
No, dude, you're right. I mean, it's fucking crazy. It is crazy, the situation.
I would have been happy if they switched this bullshit out for Jason Jordan versus Miz Intercontinental title match, because they could have at least put on a fucking show.
Yeah, Jason Jordan is actually a good fucking wrestler. Not just some asshole. Because here's the thing, I want to ask you, Al, like, what'd you feel about this match, by the way? Because I'm going to ask you about that for every match. Like, what'd you feel about this? Did the cage throw you off?
It at first, and I'm just like, I don't really get it, because in my head, I'm like, he's going to get out. Of course he's going to get out. And then he starts kind of, like, getting out. I'm like, fall on your fucking face, because his promo was so fucking lame. He comes out, and he just acts like the whitest fucking guy in the world, and I'm just face-palming going, shut the fuck up. So he gets into the cage, right? And he's just chilling there for the most part while they're doing kind of an okay fight on the bottom. And then he starts taking his clothes off because that'll fucking help. And then he lifts himself up and gets out. And as soon as he gets on the ground, someone kicks him in the face and he's gone for the entire fucking match.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I saw a little piece of that. I didn't watch the whole match, but I looked back, and I'm just like, dude, like, this shit looks awkward. Enzo doesn't know what to do, so he's just doing shit, just anything, just so he can feel like, oh, this is part of it. He was like, dude, I have to, like, improv, because what the fuck? I'm on a cage. Like, what the fuck is going on? It's amazing to me. And Ruthless, I want to ask you, like, what do you feel about them trying out these little cage match things, too? Because I know NWA did the scaffold matches and shit like that. Do you like this kind of thing or no?
I think this is shittily executed, and I understood it with the Jericho situation, like that kind of made sense. I understood it with with the Team 6-1 Authors of Pain match, even though Paul Ellering was still shouting down commands to them. But to put a babyface in the cage, he has to have been interfering and causing chaos. Every time Enzo does anything, Cass literally like folds him in half with a boot, or just tosses him around like a rag doll. I don't understand the need for Enzo to do that. Like, save this for somebody who you need this for, like Heyman, like the New Day. Like, that'd be interesting. Put Xavier Woods in the cage and Big E and Kofi have to fight without him. Like, that would be interesting, but this just wasn't interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Hovig, I know you were. I know you probably don't give a shit. Once again, every time we bring up Enzo, you're like, "Move the fuck on, Nick." But I mean, this storyline, dude. How long do you think we have until this fucking thing just dies off? Because I can't take anymore. I want this shit to end.
Oh, let's see. It's WWE, so they're probably saving this shit till WrestleMania.
Bro, man, you're probably right. Trey, how about you, man? What do you feel, dude?
Fuck him.
Short and sweet, bro. Short and sweet.
Yeah, next thing I want to bring up too is this fucking thing over here. And now we're starting to get into something that I was kind of okay with. Kurt Angle, Daniel Bryan, beginning a new rivalry with the SmackDown Raw thing. Now I kind of
this shit was cringy as fuck, but it was also great.
Yeah.
And it was to the point where you could notice Daniel Bryan was trying so hard not to start laughing his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, they need to cut away right now.
And Daniel Bryan is starting to show that more often. Daniel Bryan's actually starting a whole bunch of shit. And people, speaking of lunchy tension, be prepared to see Daniel Bryan get some embarrassing thing done to him because he's on an interview saying, like, no, I'm telling everybody the truth. I can wrestle. I have doctors that said I can fucking wrestle. I can wrestle a consistent schedule, and they won't let me. So fuck WWE. I know, moving on, etc. But it's just like
no. I was doing that for Daniel Bryan. I was like, yeah, go on, boy.
Oh yeah. Well, no, because he kept getting himself injured. So it's like obviously you can't fucking wrestle because you fucking Humpty Dumpty, fell again. Whatever the fuck, like But yeah, like so I like this whole thing that they're doing with the like Raw and Smackdown. Like, hey man, like our show's gonna be better than yours. Like Raw's gonna outdo you, blah blah blah. Which both of them fucking failed, for one. But the Superstar Shakeup is coming soon, and I don't know. Do you guys remember them saying a date for the Superstar Shakeup? Because I know it's within the month.
There's another one.
Oh yeah, no. They're gonna bring in 5 characters from NXT onto the main roster, like within that next.
Oh, so it's not really a shakeup. So it's like a call-in.
Well, I think they're gonna switch people from roster to roster too. Like it's gonna be considered like a shakeup. Like that word was dropped. Like. In WWE, like fucking articles and shit like that. So,
how many of them do they need a year? Jesus Christ!
I think 2.
I think they're gonna do 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is that how often they did the WWE draft?
No, they did it once a year.
Once a year? Okay, well, shit.
Yeah,
like we gotta shake things up again.
And the funny thing is, back in the day, they always did the draft lottery the week after WrestleMania.
Exactly, yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe they'll do it for this because it is the second biggest show of the fucking year. But I like that they were doing that, though. I know, right? This fucking show sucked. But yeah, who knows what the deal is with that. But, like, now to bring this up really quick. Randy Orton just completely destroys Rusev within seconds.
Man, this was great. I remember I was on the ROS wrestling chat, and then Ruthless commented, he's like, I went to get a drink, and I come back, and I missed the match. I was like, you didn't miss the match. You missed an RKO.
Alan, tell him the story, man.
Man, this was ridiculous. So, I don't know, Ruthless and Trey were gone. So, I'm sitting there watching the match, and Randy Orton comes down after doing his thing, goes in the ring, and we see him walk to the ring. It pans over, and Russo just appears. There's no entrance. I don't know how he got there. He's a big guy. And just fucking appears, throws him out of the ring, gets hit, throws him back, gets hit again, match over. It's like 10 fucking seconds match.
Yeah. And, like, for you, okay, because all these matches, I'm sure that at some point, I mean, even if you like it or even if it's new to you, these have to drag on a little bit. You're probably like, okay,
sometimes.
Move on, whatever. Did you appreciate that this match was so fast? Because this is about to turn into Anthony versus Nick, number 10 right now.
Nah, because, I want to feel like every match. I want to feel to some degree there's something cool and there's something interesting. But this was it was nothing. It was like I didn't understand what happened because I was like, wait, did he win? Because that was one of the things I had trouble with. I couldn't tell if people were winning or not. But as that happened, I'm like, did he win? Did he seriously win? And that's when Ruthless came back. Go, oh, the match just started because it looked like the match just started. It's like no, he just missed it.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. I like the shit like that. Here's the thing. I don't got no patience for motherfuckers to fake wrestle for fucking 30 minutes, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder if he's going to beat him. Like, I know it's fucking fake. Like, whatever. And Anthony, Goldberg. Fucking Goldberg. Randy Orton, the way he did that shit tonight, that's how it should always be. RKO out of nowhere. It's on Twitter.
No!
All wrestling fans, even non-wrestling fans on Twitter, know RKO out of nowhere. There's fucking memes and vines of RKO out of nowhere.
No, because like it completely undermines building Rusev because he was like making video packages like yeah, I'm coming back, I'm gonna challenge this person, stuff like that. No more messing around and shit like that. It's just they've been making Rusev. If you gonna build him up, stop making him look like an idiot after idiot after idiot. Like you said, back in that fucking flag match that he had with John Cena, he looked like the biggest dumbass with like both of them did with the fucking flag matches and how long that match took for just to put a flag in a pole. You look like an idiot with then you start this rivalry, which really kind of had no catalyst to begin anyway. It just kind of just happened. And then when it actually does happen and you think Rusev is actually going to do something, because isn't Randy Orton going to sit down after this or something like that? Because I thought he was actually going to sit down after the whole, what was this last rivalry again? Before this? Mahal. Yeah, Jinder Mahal. I actually thought he was going to go sit down after that and actually just go, just chill for a while.
Feud off screen.
Yeah, I pretty much thought they was just gonna but they put him into another storyline, and he comes out and shit like that. It's like at least have an actual match, because I know you could probably actually have a really good chemistry match with Rusev and Randy Orton. These clash of styles and stuff like that. His big strong style, and then Randy Orton, pretty much doing the Viper and shit like that, and all his moves and shit like that. But you could probably actually have something very interesting. But they just completely, this motherfucker still had his jacket on.
No,
he didn't even get to take that shit off. He still had his jacket on and did the RKO and then took it off oh yeah, I'm about to fight. No, yeah.
But here's the thing. Now, I know you're right. Dude, I get it. But here's the thing. You're saying man, they made Rusev look like shit. No, they didn't, because Rusev and Alan and Hovig will fucking say this too. Rusev was beating the fuck out of nowhere. As Alan said, he just fucking down, up R2. He just appeared and fucking beat the shit out of Randy Orton before the match. It was a confusion that got him to lose, because RKO out of nowhere, man. You don't know when it's gonna happen. It's just boom, fucked up. You're gone. You're done. Good night, Mike Tyson. Fucking.
I wish I could go.
UFC, man, you can't just punch somebody out in 2 seconds. They're like, okay, everyone go home. This is a fucking Ronda Rousey. There should be some spectacle to this, man.
I agree with you. I should agree with you, because Randy Orton, that's kind of his character. He's so fucking good at this point now, where nobody can really touch him, and it goes into the character of the Viper. He can strike out of nowhere. So it's just I like that gimmick, but just. They shouldn't have used it for this. If you're gonna build up Rusev, they should actually had him get a little bit more offense in, and Randy Orton, and then Randy Orton actually does it then, or something like that. But it's just or do it a little bit more clever. I don't know. I think they probably just did this because of the time constraints, because they was moving all these matches. Most of these matches that we talking about at the beginning, they was kind of moving them out quickly. The John Cena one, even the Jinder Mahal and Nakamura match was actually kind of quick. So they was kind of moving them out quickly and stuff like that. So
yeah, so I don't know. But Trey, how about you, man? What'd you feel about this fucking match with Randy Orton and Rusev? I know you probably want to just give me one answer, because you just you really hate this whole show. But what'd you feel, man?
This is one of my bathroom break matches, to be honest. I mean, it was kind of I came back and I saw that Randy Orton was standing on top, and I was like, what the fuck? What kind of bullshit is this? So yeah, fuck the show. Continue.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Now, as you guys can see, because now things are gonna get a little different. As you can see, I have Raw and Ringside Hangout. I have WWE SummerSlam 2017, and then I got NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3, because it was 2 matches that happened tonight, and I just saved the best for last for certain things. Obviously, SummerSlam we're going to talk about later on as a main event, but we got to take a break from SummerSlam just for a second, because I got to talk about some goodness. Because if I go on and talk shit about wrestling for 3 hours straight, just fucking lose my mind, no one's going to want to listen to that shit.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? We're all just complaining, and it's why are you fucking wrestling fans again? What the fuck, guys? So, and a show happened that told me why I'm a wrestling fan. So, NXT TakeOver, Anthony, that fucking, man, what a great show, first of all. Fucking
it was. It was a lot of good shit. And then, like I said, always goes back, because NXT hasn't been doing it lately, because I haven't been watching the product actually myself. But every time I watch it, they always do something that we wish WWE does. When somebody loses the championship or something like that happens, the next person is already set in line. They already done built them. They're already there. They're already moving it along. It's like this constant ladder. It's kind of like a Mortal Kombat ladder. You go up to the next one. It's just it's constantly moving.
Exactly.
And this show pretty much did that with almost every match. It was just okay, this is this, and we doing this already. Going I know you probably want to go down the line, but Gargano, because I actually the first match of the night, Gargano. That was actually weird that they actually made CN win over Gargano, but actually I started talking to Ruthless. He said that his actual partner from DIY, what is his name again?
Tommaso
Tommaso
Yeah,
Ciampa.
Ciampa. He's actually injured, so they're probably going to wait into that whole little rivalry to actually push Gargano. And that makes a lot of sense. That actually makes a lot of sense from behind the scenes. And plus, seeing how they've been building him a lot lately, he's actually been like beating a lot of people that you don't think he actually beat and stuff like that, and actually getting a lot of wins. So I'm just like, hey, how they've been building Cien? They really like Cien apparently. And I'm like, hey, that, and plus that finishing move that Cien has, that like driver DDT that he does when he wraps his arm and leg and shit like that. That shit looks fucking devastating too. I love that fucking move. So hell yeah, but
me and Trey. Hold on, really quick. Trey, I saw him in the bottom giving thumbs up, and I fucking every time I put it on him, he put his shit down. So now he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna hold him up, Nick. You bad timing motherfucker." But okay, so Anthony, this is where I'm gonna argue with you really quick because and we're gonna talk about all three things here. And Hovig, I don't know if you watched the entire show. You probably didn't give a fuck about Cien or whatever because he is a new character and etc. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I watched the whole show.
Okay, cool. And we'll talk about I'll get your opinion and everything too. But like,
As a matter of fact, I left the gym early just so I could watch the fucking show.
Okay, cool. And that's the thing. Like this show was so fucking it was good, but what a horrible fucking beginning. Like, okay, Cien. I've been watching NXT just the shows on Wednesdays, like every fucking week or whatever the fuck. And Cien is in this really good storyline with No Way Jose. It's actually a pretty cool thing that they got going on over here. And, I think No Way Jose is kind of like trying to get with this girl a little bit, sort of. Like, I don't know if that's like the main storyline. It just seems like it. But Cien, just ambush after ambush. You would think No Way Jose would have come out to the ring tonight to somewhat interfere or at least distract or even talk to, like, Cien's girlfriend or something or whoever the fuck she is. They never established. I don't even know the fucking girl's name.
They said that she's supposed to be his business partner or something, or business manager or something.
Okay, yeah. So, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just confused in that sense, and I promise I do pay attention to commentary. They very, very seldom fucking mention it. Sometimes they even commentators, like Percy Watson will say something like, oh, I don't know, maybe she's more than that. And it's like, dude, tell me who the fuck she is. Like, you know what I mean? But, like, yeah, on top of that, too, like, Gargano losing, you're talking about, Tommaso Ciampa is fucking injured and he's going to be coming back. Why would you make Gargano fucking lose when somebody like Tommaso, who hasn't been around, you're going to need that storyline to be kind of a hot deal. You need to kind of like, boost the shit up. If he comes back and his fucking guy is already being shoved down, the shitter with all these other wrestlers, who's Tommaso going to work with? The feud's going to be boring. But
well, I think it's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just thinking like it might like you got a point. You got a point, but I think it's going to last a little bit more on the emotional aspect. But Trey, am I wrong?
Well, the thing is, they use the emotional aspect. I think her name's Zelina Vega. Am I wrong on that? Ruthless.
I believe that's her name. Yeah.
Yeah. They use the emotional aspect against Gargano for us seeing to pick up the win, and I love that because it's still keeping that DIY thing as relevant. Like, even they posted a thing on Twitter where they showed the past matches they had where Tommaso Ciampa was always there for him, hugging him or whatever. Then you see the last thing where he damaged him, but then this time it's just that empty shirt in the ring with him right beside the shirt with him not having them anymore. Like, it's just him having to face that reality that Ciampa's not there for him anymore. And as for CN, pick up the video on Gargano, I'm okay for it because CN has not really been that big of a guy to win matches. And who else bigger for CN to pick up a win against than Gargano, a guy who's been winning tag team champions. I've been having best matches of the night at these NXT takeovers with Ciampa. So I thought CN pick up the victory was great, and you're seeing a new transformation of him being with this new business partner that has been trying to get him to change his attitude because she came in because he got tired of seeing CN because how he was in Mexico is apparently different from how he was over here. So it's just like they're trying to get the attitude back in. I'm like, hey, snap out of it, get back into yourself. And I think he proved that against his match against Gargano. Granted, like I said, they have to use the emotional aspect on Gargano, but I don't think that's making the DIY stuff irrelevant.
Okay, yeah, and I see what you're talking about too, and I don't really feel like it's very irrelevant, but it's just at the same time, I just don't think there's a whole lot of story to be put there. Now, Hovig, what do you feel about the match, and what do you feel about CN in general, like this new kind of character and his business partner? Like, do you think this is something that's going to turn pretty good later on, or not really?
I guess we'll see. I mean,
yeah.
I didn't really know the guy, so it's not like I was really invested in him. Like, of course I know Gargano, so I was like, yeah, get him, Johnny Wrestling. Woohoo!
Yeah, Johnny Wrestling, yes.
but and then I'm like, oh, I don't know you do, but your girl's hot. But yeah, Johnny Wrestling. That's how I
yeah,
that's how I
I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, and Ruthless, or I'm sorry, what'd you say?
No, so yeah, no. What I was gonna say is like, but I guess we'll see exactly where this guy goes. But I mean, it was a decent match.
Yeah, and it was a really decent match. And Ruthless, I want to ask you too, like as far as the character of seeing, do you see my point with the whole like? I really think that No Way Jose should have been out there. Like, what do you feel about their storyline and then obviously this match?
Just because NXT has really kind of stayed away from their truly undercard feuds, having a lot of interference during the takeovers. That's the only reason why I feel like this was really probably smart. That, and of course, you know what's happening with No Way Jose right now. So I wasn't as mad about it, I guess, as you are, but I entirely see your point. And yeah, I think they're doing something. He's not doing what I wish he was doing, which is acting more like when he was Sombra. But I think him starting to pick up wins, that's a good person to be ready for your Adam and for your Cassius Onos who need someone to feud with. Because is Cassius Ono going to go back to feuding with Hideo Itami? I don't think so. So you got to give somebody else there, and Cien's the next person to step up for that.
Exactly. And one big thing, too, to bring up as well. We all know we're about to talk about his son. Ring of Honor Invasion, man. Or, well, I don't know. Where the fuck? Just Indie Invasion because Bobby Fish already debut. And here's the thing. Like, that match, I guess we'll argue about that because Ruthless, I know you like the match. Everybody in here seems to be liking the match. That match fucking sucked. That was chaos beyond fucking chaos.
Which one? Sanity versus Authors of Pain?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the Authors of Pain should have known better. Walking out looking like the fucking retarded Ninja Turtles.
You're right. It was Battletoads,
Oh my god, Anthony! Dude, hoping the whole time Anthony was saying that shit.
As soon as I walked out, I was like, "Why isn't Ellery dressed as Splinter?" Looks like him. Where's the fucking rest of it?
Thank you.
That fucking means you look at Splinter with a fucking haircut or something. Went to the barbershop to fucking.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but like that's the thing though, dude. Like, okay, so I don't know what you guys see in that match. I mean, I don't know if you're with me on this whole video because I really did not like that fucking match at all.
Fucking.
Yeah, because okay, for one, that I don't know who the fuck was in the match. Like, you have all these fucking crazy people around the fucking ring, like it's goddamn like right before Negan comes out in the last episode of The Walking Dead, season 6. It's like what the fuck? Like everyone's like woohoo, and it's like ooh, Negan, he's somewhere around here. It's fucking weird. These redneck dudes, like for one, give me more than that they're rednecks, okay? Like unless I'm a fucking racist, like it's not. They haven't done bad shit. You know what I mean? Like, do something different. Where's your character? What the fuck? I could have sworn Authors of Pain were the bad guys. But it's like bad guy on bad guy on bad guy. I'm like, okay, well, it's like, I don't know. Like, who do I fucking cheer for? Eric Young just barely came back 2 weeks ago. Barely came back. He's been a leader of a fucking group. He's not even there. What the fuck? So then he comes back. He's hanging out at ringside with his clothes on, just fucking chilling, just sitting there like, yeah, I got my vest, I got my fucking, my shirt, my army pants. By the way, Eric Young was wearing the clothes that Authors of Pain were using. Did Eric Young betray fucking goddamn sanity? He looked like the other team. What the fuck?
That's not a valid. Get to your complaint about the match. I'm not gonna let the clothes be a complaint about the match.
No, but like, okay, so then on top of that too, the fucking match. For one, I barely saw any tags. But I could have sworn I saw that big dude with the fucking ridiculous thighs that could break a fucking watermelon in half. I could have sworn I saw him fucking wrestling. And I know for sure he had some point to do with wrestling because for once, they hit a girl. Fucking him and D'Lo Brown number 2 crushed it fucking into a sandwich. Like, and then the worst part is, Eric Young goes in the ring halfway through the match and then wins the fucking match. I'm like, dude, for one, you're the leader. What's that other guy gonna do? You're doing that shit that fucking the Wyatt family did where Eric Rowan is like, oh, I wish I had something to do. While Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper's doing all the good shit. What the fuck? This is equivalent to Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose at your favorite show, Trey. Roadblock. Like, the same fucking thing. It's no different. You watched both of those fucking matches from Roadblock and fucking last night. They're exactly the same frame by frame. Fucking stupid. Hate that shit.
I don't know. I saw something different where, for one, you didn't know. Like, it's like, to me, they were doing a Freebird rule. Like, it's kind of an old school booking where, like, you didn't know who was going to be in the match. It ended up being Alexander. What was his full name, Ruthless?
Alexander Wolf.
Yeah, and then you had Eric Young, which, because Anthony, that was the fight he had. Like, it was chaotic to the point, like, why was Eric Young in the match and not the other guy? And I'm just like, well, they never said who was actually going to be in the match officially. They just kept saying Sanity versus the Authors of Pain. They didn't say the 2 members of Sanity who's ever going to be in the match. So
that's what
I thought it was
assumed.
fair.
But that's the problem. Like, okay, I know what the outlaw rule is, or the Freebird rule is, because they both. It's actually more of an outlaw rule because that's exactly what happened with X-Pac, Road Dogg, and Billy Gunn when they went against Stone Cold and The Undertaker back in 1998. June.
You realize the Freebirds are before that, right?
No, I know that, but Freebirds,
Years.
it wasn't like Freebirds is a little bit different. The outlaw thing is basically where, because the Freebird thing was like you choose the 2 people out of the fucking team, right? Like you choose the 2, and it's like for sure, like that's what they're gonna be. With Outlaws, it wasn't like chosen. It's like all DX members were there, and then like who the fuck was like gonna win the belt? They decide amongst themselves who's gonna be holding the titles. I mean, here's the thing with New Day, you don't see Big E, Xavier Woods, and Kofi in the ring trying to fucking defend or win titles. You see Xavier Woods outside with a fucking trumpet, or you see Big E trying to unwedge his fucking suit from his ass. Like, you see someone doing something on the outside of the fucking ring. They're not all like, Big E, can you help us? We need a big motherfucker to do something. Stop dancing for fuck's sake. Like, you don't see that. But this match, it's like, well, hey, since they all look like, because they're all fucking redneck white dudes that are just fucking like Duck Dynasty motherfuckers, like, just come in, use the duck call, and then fucking run in the ring and just win shit. It's the titles. Why couldn't fucking Paul Ellering win the match then? What the fuck? Like, this is chaos. For one, in a tag team match, someone has to be legal. Eric Young was not tagged once in that fucking thing.
I don't know what you watched.
So Nick, I really love your rant about this, but unfortunately, you are really, really wrong right now. Before the match, the bell for the match starting doesn't happen until I believe it's Akam has Alexander Wolf in the ring, and Damo and Eric Young are both down on the outside because of the attack by Authors of Pain. That before that is all pre-match. There is no bell ringing. No one's been announced. No one's hopped on the apron. None of that. That's why they had that big long like pause before the tag with Alexander Wolf and Eric Young to get Eric Young into the match, because before that Damo was standing up there as well, and then Damo says, "Yeah," and looks at him and then hops out and gets out of the match. Okay. That's why Damo was able to do everything on the outside that he was doing. The match hadn't started yet. That's what I'm saying. This was the Freebird rule because they decided who was starting the match at the first possible tag.
Okay, you know what? And that makes perfect sense. I understand that. But you know what? It's still shitty for that reason because the match technically wasn't the fucking match. If the bell didn't fucking ring, that's not a match. That's a segment.
Well, yeah, the bell didn't ring until, like I said, until Alexander gets him in the ring. There's no bell ring.
Because that's the same thing. That's the same thing with Randy Orton versus Rusev. Technically, Randy Orton versus Rusev was a great match because Rusev has some offense. That last bit when the bell rings, he does the RKO out of nowhere. Like that was just the ending of the match. You know what I mean? Like you can't say like the segment was good. You know, I get that. I get like, dude, I love chaos. Anthony, like you know this, man. I love ECW. I love all that shit. I like a good fucking like beat the fuck off a woman like in wrestling.
No, I would say this. I would say this because like I said, for the moment, like I agree with you because I didn't know too, and I even said it too during the match. I was like, I assume they're doing the New Day. They're pretty much doing the Freebird rules. I'm just assuming that all 3 tag teams from now on are just doing that now. Like it's bad that I gotta assume that. Like I don't know who's actually following the classic rules.
Like, why is that a problem though? Like why is it that you guys are so upset that people are choosing in mid-match or before the match that someone has to be in the ring? Why do you guys
that sense alone
focus on who? Why do you guys need to focus on who's going to be on the match?
Well, we still want them to follow the goddamn wrestling rules.
Yeah, Anthony, did you hear that
question? But what rules? Wait. What rules were they never said who was going to be in the match in the first place? As you said, Anthony, in your mind, you assume that.
Okay, Trey.
You assume that those 2 people who's going to be in the match.
Trey, do you know what a match card is? When the fucking graphic says this guy versus this guy,
said
that's the
sanity.
match.
They said sanity. They didn't say the members from Sanity who's going to be in the match. They say the New Day. They never say who from New Day is going to be in the match. Yet now it's a problem because Sanity did it. What was his complaint when the New Day's been doing it for the past year?
No, the complaint was there. I've been complaining every fucking week.
Oh, wow. No, you have not. I can listen to the last SmackDown show we did, and you did not complain about that.
Anthony, do I not complain?
You guys are reaching and pulling.
I wish I could defend you, Nick. I wish I could defend you, but I can't really remember. So I don't know.
Dude, I complain because one thing I fucking hate is Oh, go ahead, Hovey.
I was just gonna say the one complaint I have is that from the get-go, I always thought the Freeburg rule was like the dumbest fucking shit on this
It's the
planet.
Force, like Star Wars. It's like, Freebird, okay, just fucking go out there and do things. Like, yeah, use the
I mean,
Force.
the way I always looked at it is that whoever won the belt was the champions, not pick and choose the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I've always thought the Freebird rule was fucking. I can't even say it. The Freebird rule was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And that's just me.
Yeah, no, and here's the thing. Like, I understand the Freebird rule. I think the New Day's doing that, and they're doing it right. Because they're in the fucking ring, the bell rings, everything's cool. New Day's out there like, yeah, I like to dance. Like, that motherfucker's on Molly. Like, holy shit. Motherfucker has the drug sweats and shit. Like, put that motherfucker on the test. Fucking A.
He's getting the withdrawals.
Yeah, man. Fucking scary. But, like, the thing is like, scary. That's fucked up. He's just trying to enjoy himself. But it's just, with this match, even, let's just say, Trey, you're right. Ruthless, you guys are right. The whole thing, they didn't break any rules. Still, just the fact that he said the match didn't start until the bell rang, and that's when we knew who was in the match. Just the fact that all the cool shit happened before the match fucking even started doesn't mean that the match was good, because that was a segment, not a match. Just like the Randy Orton Rusev thing, because if you're gonna say that, we have to give Randy Orton and Rusev some fucking credit. Like, you know what I mean?
Moment of the sanity match was Big Damo and Rezar putting Nikki Cross to a table. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, and sadly enough, that's the managers outside, or well, technically 2 managers, 1 guy, but like, that's outside shit. Like, what about the in-ring stuff? Like, this is a match. Where's the fucking match?
Flip spot on Eric Young was good, where they flipped him over to go for the powerbomb, like mid-ring, right before the cutoff. The actual, like, desperate tag to Alexander Wolf from Eric Young was actually really good and executed well. I thought Wolf showed off that he actually is a much better wrestler than I was giving him credit for, because I've shit on him so often for being shit, and he's actually pretty decent.
And the one thing too to bring up, because obviously we're gonna go into the whole, like, Bobby Fish thing, whatever the fuck. Here's why I don't like that right now. I'm hyped that we get like some indie people coming into the fucking ring and doing all that shit, right? Like, I like Invasion Angles, I like the Nexus, the Core, all that stuff. But the fucking thing is I don't know who the fuck Bobby Fish is. Okay, for one, I don't know, and we'll get into that later. But like the Adam Cole thing, I don't know who the fuck he is. Kyle O'Reilly, I love Kyle O'Reilly, but he's so great and has had feuds with Tyler Black, who is Seth Rollins, as we know him today. Why is he stuck with the tag team thing? And once again, why can't writers do fucking math? You have 2 tag teams, Authors of Pain and this fucking whole thing with Bobby Fish and O'Reilly, and that's 2 people per team. You still got sanity with 3 people. It's like, dude, why can't you just have a tag team division where everyone kind of fits like a fucking Lego piece? You always got an extra guy on the outside, like, I guess I'm out here just because they didn't fucking think about this. Why can't Eric Young go for an NXT championship while his buddies win the tag team titles and Nikki Cross goes for the fucking Asuka's belt? I mean, like, math, Lego pieces.
You're right. Why can't Big E go for the title while Xavier Woods and
That's
Kofi
bad too.
Kingston
I'm not
get the
saying
tag
that's
team
good.
titles?
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I completely agree with you. This shit's stupid. That's why I say that this shit is stupid. Like, you're absolutely right. It's dumb. DX did the same thing back in the day too. You're having a fucking feud. Why is everyone feuding against The Rock with Triple H when there's other shit to do out there? It's dumb. DX was done with that shit too.
So do you hate factions then? Because once you get past 5 people in a faction, there's like,
well,
maybe now there's enough belts, but back in the day there was definitely not enough belts.
Well, it doesn't have to be
Yeah,
belts.
with your logic, Nick, you might as well just get rid of every single faction.
No, not even that, because I'll give you an example. I'll give you a great example. Nation of Domination. Mark Henry had his feud with the China thing. The Rock had his feud with Triple H. Fucking, D'Lo Brown and the Godfather at the time, Khan Mustafa, had their own thing. Here's another example. Evolution. Ric Flair and fucking Randy Orton had their feud with The Rock and Sock Connection. Batista was doing his own thing against Kane, sometimes Bill Goldberg and Mark Henry. Triple H was feuding against Shawn Michaels, Chris Benoit, etc. Math. Lego pieces. Get your shit together. Even the fucking that thing that Naomi, Tamina, and Sasha Banks did, the girl faction, they all had their own miniature feuds, but at the end of the day, they're all together because they're a faction, they're a staple. Math. Fucking, what the fuck? It's so simple. It's fucking, my niece can do it. 1 + 1 + 1 + 1. It's like, what can we do here? Fatal 4-way. You know what I mean? Like, 2 + 2, have them go, I mean, at least make a fucking triple tag team title belt. Like, everyone likes to have 3 people for some fucking reason. Like, you know what I mean? Make the first ever WWE triple team championships. I would love that shit. And it'd be
Belt
new.
would be good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, why are we going for 3 all the time? There's tons of titles out there, tons of shit to do, and yet there's always one motherfucker floundering. I mean, that's what ruined the Wyatt family for me. So I don't know. I hate that shit, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Ruthless really quick because what do you feel about Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly finally debuting and them doing the damage that they did at the end?
I'm a big fan of Red Dragon. I hate calling him Red Dragon. I'm sorry. That's not how it's spelled, Red Dragon. But I do really like them as a tag team. Them and Aleister Black, previously Tommy End, and his buddy Michael Dante as Sumerian Death Squad. Those were 2 of my favorite indie tag teams. So I'm glad that they're reuniting here in NXT. You're right about Kyle O'Reilly, though. He has had a great career as a singles wrestler on the indie scene. So it was kind of surprising that the first appearance was with Bobby Fish as opposed to later in the show, which I thought would have made more sense. But if you're going to have a faction, you got to have your tag team. And in place of having TM61 available, this is a great replacement for that. I figure TM61 will probably come back here soon, probably around this time, because I think that's what they said the timetable is. So maybe that'll be their first real feud for the 2 of them. And I think that's going to be some great matches and a great situation. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah. Now, Trey, how about you, man? Like, what'd you feel? I'm gonna make sure to put you back in the good spirit.
I'm good. I'm good. We just gotta argue every time, but I love y'all. But Red Dragon, I call him Red Dragon before Ruthless. Red Dragon. I'm glad to see him. Like I said, they're one of my favorite indie tag teams besides the Elite and Rubber Nogi Vice. So to see them in NXT is thumbs up for me. But I rather had waited to see them at the end though, because if they're really gonna sell this ROH like invasion, I would have said that for the end of the night. But them showing themselves to the tag team division, I think is pretty cool. So thumbs up for me. I thought it was a great way to show them, even though I prefer it to be at the end of the night.
Yeah, and the next thing to bring up really quick, make this really fast, that Kurt Angle, Daniel Bryan were hanging out backstage. I'm thinking, like, why the fuck? But in a good way. Because here's the thing. I hate when they do certain situations where it's just like, hey, by the way, Finn Balor is available for hire on Raw, and he just debuts randomly, or someone like Paige just shows up one night. It's like, what made you catapult you to fucking just show up on the greatest show of all time? It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. He just wants a surprise. This, it's still a surprise, but at least you see Kurt Angle and Daniel Bryan scouting shit, and it's like, ooh, I get it. You guys are trying to fucking get more talent. So when someone does randomly appear on Raw, there's a reason. There's a story. Yeah. You're fucking telling me something.
Like I said, NXT always does that really good. Even like back when Shinsuke was injured, you can actually see Triple H saying it goes back to what you said about Lego pieces. Triple H, when Shinsuke got injured, he was asking the official, "Oh yeah, can he wrestle? Can he do this? Can he do this?" So when he did that whole promo of "I'm trying to create," it made more sense because you can go back to that promo. Like, yeah, he was literally doing what he said he was doing in that promo, and going back into the old Bobby Fischer thing. That's why I'm glad that, like I said, they're always looking at the future. NXT is about the future and stuff like that. And going back to something that you said prior, Nick, because you say, yeah, I don't know who the fuck these guys are, Bobby Fish or Adam Cole and shit like that. Like, why should I care? That's their job. That's NXT's job. Make me care then. Make me because when the fucking Rock first popped up, we didn't know who the fuck he is. Like they made you care over time. So it's just like, okay, these new guys, but it's the fact that they're still there is showing you that, oh yeah, we're ready to move to the next storyline. We're ready to move to this next thing. And that's what this kind of thing did too. Like Kurt Angle is just like, yeah, we're already, even though we got these storylines already like, in the back burner in the oven cooking, we're still looking towards the future, but like, oh no, we're still continuing on,
Yeah, exactly. And with that said, too, I want to ask Hope really quick, like, who do you feel like they're going to take out of NXT next? Because, I mean, the rumor is 5. We're just going to stick to 2. Which 2 people do you think for sure are going to be heading on to the main rosters?
Ember Moon, Bobby Roode.
And me too. Ruthless, how about you?
Of who's staying or who's going?
Who's going?
I'm going to say we're probably going to get Roode, Ember, definitely Tommy. I think Tommy's going to go on 205 Live. And yeah, Authors of Pain, obviously, because they lost.
Exactly. Now, Trey, I don't know if you can hear me or anything, but...
I can hear you.
Yeah, so how about you, man? What 2 people do you think are going to be definitely going on to the main rosters after tonight?
Yeah, Ember Moon got that little NXT farewell thing they do on NXT, so I'm hugely assuming Ember Moon. And Bobby Roode is a good pick. Anybody else? Would be Hideo Itami probably because that whole respect angle he got going right now. I think it'd be pretty cool for them to him go to the main roster. Like saying, if I'm not gonna get respected here, might as well go to the main roster and get that respect. Because I'm loving thumb up and Hideo Itami, and I would love to see that work on the main roster. Granted, as we always say, they're not gonna do it. So so yeah.
Now, Anthony, I'm gonna ask you. I'm pretty sure you can say the same thing, but who do you feel?
Yeah, Ember, because you pointed it out, just like, even though it was sad to say, but I was just like, yeah, Ember after the ending of that match. Instead of Bobby, I don't know why I feel like they going to keep him around a little bit longer, but I'm actually going to go a different route. I think they're going to call up Aleister Black soon.
I was going to say the same, God damn it. I was going to say the same thing.
Because they are, like, really hot on Aleister Black. They are really on that dick right now, so I really think they're going to call him up
Especially with
soon.
that entrance?
Yeah, like, they really are pushing him. So I really think they're going to call up Aleister Black sooner.
And here's another thing, too. They already have him on WWE Main Event, which is technically already on the main roster. And a big thing is what I'm thinking, they need to start building up someone to just completely kill it at Survivor Series. When they had the Raw versus SmackDown teams, I can imagine there being a fucking storyline where Aleister Black, because he has nothing to do. He's just beating motherfuckers for no reason. Like, he doesn't even have any dialogue. Imagine if Raw and SmackDown have this little feud, or maybe like a comedic, like Dan O'Brien versus fucking Shane McMahon, or I don't know what the fuck. But they're like trying to get Aleister Black to join their team, and then maybe something happens with Bray Wyatt or Elias Samson or something where they piss off Aleister Black, and he goes, okay, I'm going to join SmackDown. And then in that Survivor Series match, he's going to wipe out the whole fucking team by himself. I feel like that's the way they're going to do it. He's going to knock out 5 main stars in one fucking pay-per-view show, and then by the time our Rumble comes around, he might win the Rumble if they fucking don't have Roman Reigns or somebody because someone takes Adderall or decides to fucking say some stupid shit at Wrestling Observer. Like, you know what I mean?
So he's going to pull a Dolph Ziggler from Survivor Series 2014 when he was like last man standing and eliminates everyone and wins the match.
Exactly. And this time, because he has no dialogue, and if they're smart and don't let this motherfucker talk, it's going to be natural as shit. This could be like the next Undertaker thing where it's like, you know those top 10 whatever's on WWE's YouTube page, and they're like, oh, top 10 Survivor Series debuts. Aleister Black will be on there with the Undertaker. So I don't know. Speaking of that too, make this really quick. Well, spoiler alert. But Hideo Itami versus Aleister Black, really, really quick. Just gonna bring this up. Match was fucking great. Anthony, what do you think about this match?
No, the match was it was way brutal than you actually see, and you can actually see that you know what is his name that y'all keep calling? Because I can never remember how to pronounce. Yeah, Kenta. I'm just going to call him Kenta. But yeah, Kenta is just like, you can see that he has that strong style. And every time I see him too, I'm just like, yeah, CM Punk pretty much took his moves from this guy. Like, you always see that shit. Just like, yeah, he was the originator. So you can totally see that. Plus, Aleister Black was bleeding in this match too. And it's like pretty, like I said, it was like strong style. And it was pretty brutal than you actually think it was too. Like in the kicks, Aleister Black, granted, I wish he did a little bit more, and pretty much like his entire gimmick is just sitting in the middle of the ring and just like being disrespectful. And I liked it that Kenta actually did it too to him after he had kicked the fuck out of him. He just like sitting there, just like, what you gonna do now? So I like that whole little mind games aspect of the match too. But Aleister Black, one reason why I do like him a lot, and most wrestlers, they're fucking kicks. Like, I like Aleister Black's kicks because like when he kicks you, it looks like you're going to fuck to sleep. You're laying down. So yeah, and then seeing Kenta actually lose this match, I can totally see why Trey or Ruthless think that he's getting called up next. Because like you said, Nick, you even said it too. I don't think he's going back to feud with Cassius Ohno again. So yeah, they might just call him up. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, man. Hovek, how about you, man? What did you feel about this match? I mean, just in a couple sentences or whatever.
Man, it was a good match. I mean, I like both of them. I mean, I remember I was there at NXT Takeover here when Aleister Black debuted. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I like this guy. it was that entrance, like, when he just comes up like that. I was like,
it's a vampire entrance.
I was like, yo, this shit's and I even like his name because it's kind of like taken from Aleister Crowley, the biggest Satanist of all time.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Aleister Black, Aleister Crowley. So that's like, it's kind of like symbolizing that, like he's like devil.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but no, I really like the match, and it's great to see Hideo Itami start getting back into everything and the shit, and hopefully he gets pulled up to the main roster. I don't want him to be with the cruiserweights though, but
yeah,
I don't know.
One thing too, And for Ruthless and for Trey, I'm gonna go ahead and compound something for you guys, so you both can answer to this in double. But like, yeah, the two best main events of the entire year, I really do feel like fucking Ember Moon versus Asuka and McIntyre versus fucking Robert Roode. Holy fucking shit, amazing. And I was gonna ask you guys, I think we should put Aleister Black versus Hideo Itami up there too. Trey, out of those three matches, which one was your favorite, and what do you feel about them?
Ember Moon versus Asuka was my match of the night. That match was beautiful as fuck. Not saying Hideo Itami Aleister Black isn't up there like that. I'm the Bobby Roode and Drew McIntyre match and the Aleister Black Hideo Itami match are like neck and neck of my second best match of the night. That's how good they were. I love Aleister Black and Hideo Itami's kicks, the stiffness, the strong style, everything about those matches good. Bobby Roode versus Drew McIntyre, they tore it down. But Ember Moon and Asuka, man, the storytelling in that match was just, oh, God. I was on my fucking want to throw my computer. I was just like, I got hyped. I haven't felt that way since NXT Brooklyn, the first one with Sasha and Bayley. I've not felt that way about a wrestling match since that match. I was just so into it. It was really great.
It was a fucking roller coaster ride, man. Like, it was amazing. And Hovig, like, I know you're probably like, man, that shit got me tired out because you look like so happy that you're just like, fuck.
No, it didn't get me tired out. Like, I loved the match so much, but it pissed me the fuck off because I wanted Ember Moon to win.
Yeah, me too, man.
I was like,
Anthony screamed. Anthony was like, no! Like,
bro, I remember when I was at Takeover, I was like, come on, fucking Ember, fucking win, or what? Like, I just wanted someone to beat Asuka already.
Yeah. Because at this point, I don't think anybody is. And I want to bring up one thing before you continue too. Because with Asuka, I'm a little irritated about what's going on in NXT Women's Division because of the fact that my girl from TNA or GFW, Lady Tapa, she finally debuted in NXT 2 weeks ago.
We already spoke about this the other day.
Yeah, and fucking Ember Moon beat her within 2 minutes, and I was like, okay, you know what? If you beat Lady Tapa in 2 fucking minutes, she's gonna be NXT champion. This is gonna fucking happen. This is so going to happen, and this is something that Anthony's probably going to touch on at the end of the show because this is a case that continues to happen with every single page. Every single page I've showed you guys on these topics has the same issue that Anthony's going to touch on, and we're probably going to get in a big fucking fight over. And it's okay because I still love you, Anthony. But yeah, like, I mean, I don't know, man. Ember Moon, it was built for her to fucking win. For her not to win, it's like, well, what's next?
Yeah, like what?
Yeah.
Like, what's the plan? Like, I thought, like, this was the plan. Although, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's kind of like bittersweet because they building up Asuka. I mean, like, she's the most dominant diva in the company, like, ever. And that's fucking awesome that it's like a Japanese-American female, like I said, like almost a minority that has that title now. It's not like some generic white bitch. Like, it's actually somebody that actually looks threatening. And that's actually fucking cool. But at the same time, like I said, like the storyline for this progression, we're to the point where she even had a fucking promo about it at WrestleMania or like that other takeover when she got injured. She was just like, I'm not going to lose again. She was like, yeah, Asuka made me feel that way. Next, I'm going to make her feel this way. Or Chicago. Yeah, it was a Chicago.
Chicago, yeah.
But she pretty much had like a promo or whatever when she was like looking at the WrestleMania stage, them cleaning up and shit, and pretty much just saying, yeah, that's how Asuka made me feel. So I'm going to make her feel that way. And I'm just like, oh shit, this is what we've been waiting for. And for it to not happen, it's just like, what?
What was that for?
But what was also said in her promo, though, is that every time she goes against Asuka, every time she thinks she knows what Asuka's going to do, she goes ahead and changes the game on her. And man, did Asuka do that doing that match. I'm actually with you guys in the sense where I thought Ember Moon was going to win. Matter of fact, I didn't even want to watch this match originally. I was like, whatever, Ember Moon's going to win. It's going to be a typical, haha, like we knew it, like Ember Moon, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that I decided to watch the match and Asuka won, it caught me off guard. I was like, oh shit, they didn't pull the trigger. I was like, exactly. I guess Triple H is trying to find a perfect person that's not Ember Moon. Because you would think Ember Moon was be the perfect person to do it, but maybe that's not Triple H's eyes. Maybe it's one of the people from the Mae Young Classic. I don't know. Or another thing I was thinking, well, maybe they're trying to make Asuka beat Fabulous Moolah's record, which would be crazy as fuck if he tried to do that, because he knows a lot of people don't like Fabulous Moolah and behind-the-scenes shit she did. So, I don't know. It could be a multitude of reasons why Asuka's still champion.
Well, like, what's intention number 2, huh? Like, you're fucking just trying to punish Fabulous Moolah now. Like, hey, you don't be mean in WWE, motherfucker. We got your ass. We don't forget.
It's like, like, oh, you did something wrong. We just gonna erase your ass from the history books. Okay.
Well, no, it's just like Cabot's moving some fucked up shit, like some real fucked up. Like I know you guys are joking, but there's some behind the scenes shit that was not cool. And then she gets praised like as this woman that engineered the business, and you're just like, yeah, the dirty shit she did was not cool. but it's just like Triple H trying to find a perfect person to take out Asuka, and then I just hope they find it. Like I said, it might be Kari Sane, so we'll see.
Like, I was thinking, you might already said her name because I really don't know their names, but it might be that one chick that they've been building up lately on NXT that's been kind of slowly rising. The one that's kind of like a UFC fighter. She has like a UFC fighter style, shit like that. I can't remember her fucking name, but this is like I think it might be her.
No.
I don't think so, because like they've been building up a lot lately. I'm just like, huh.
Well, even released a YouTube video saying like these are the wrestlers that have won championships now, men wrestlers that she's went up against. Like YouTube or WWE put a thing up on YouTube about that, and it's like, wow, I'm noticing doing that shit a lot too. It's like they're trying to show with the Mae Young Classic thing that these girls have beat men like Kevin Owens. Like they literally showed Kevin Owens like discussing this shit, and it's like, okay. That's a good way to get a girl over, is to not show like the abuse on women, because you can't really show a girl and a guy fighting nowadays. But to talk about it and have Kevin Owens go in an interview saying, "Well, yeah, man, she fucked me up, man. Bitch is strong." Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's great.
Yeah.
So
That is good.
Exactly, but Ruthless, I want to ask you.
They never showed that, right?
No, they showed that on YouTube, but they didn't show them fighting. But they showed Kevin Owens talking about it. Like same with him and Chris Jericho and a few other.
We don't even know if that shit even happened.
Oh no, it probably didn't.
There's video of the matches.
Oh,
there's video of the matches. There's a bunch of video of Asuka's older matches. Matter of fact, there's a lot of her intergender matches because she fought Minoru Suzuki at one point too, which is
no. I was talking about the Kevin Owens one.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's video somewhere.
Oh no, I know. I'm just talking about like WWE's way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I mean, there's videos of fucking anything, like whatever. But like WWE just tries so hard to not show women being harmed by men nowadays, and it's almost like, well, yeah, but sometimes.
WWE is like one of the only companies that do that.
No, I know, and it's funny too because like some of their best moments are women getting fucked up, like Undertaker trying to keep Stephanie McMahon that fucking cross thing, Stone Cold stunning Stacy Keibler,
Dudley throwing women through a table,
Kane tombstoning an old ass woman, Linda McMahon on a fucking steel ramp, like yeah, so WWE.
Stone Cold stunning Linda McMahon. Damn, Linda McMahon went through some shit.
Yeah, man, that fucking poor. No wonder she's all fucking retarded. But that was messed up. She's nice. So, Ruthless, I want to ask you, out of those three matches, too, like, which one was your favorite, and what do you feel about these matches in general, like the main event matches of NXT?
I'm going to give Asuka versus Ember Moon the 5 stars and match of the night honors. It was absolutely stellar. Ember Moon got off what might be the prettiest super kick I have seen this year.
Brutal as fuck.
And oh my God. Like... Like, who the fuck are the Young Bucks? Like, fuck them, dude. Shawn Michaels had to do a KFC commercial so people remember that he also does a super kick. Like, come on. So, but that was match tonight. It was amazing. The pacing at the very beginning wasn't too slow. They really got into it. You felt the disrespect of Ember Moon by Asuka, and as Ember Moon was slowly mounting this offense that was making her change her game up. I loved everything about it. And yeah, I love that Asuka won. Also, lol, Asuka wins. That's how this works now. She's just like Cena. But I love that Asuka won because it signals to me a couple things. That they are very serious about the women coming in from the Mae Young Classic, getting a chance to continue to grow in NXT and not get pushed onto the main roster too early. And that, yeah, either one or both her and Ember Moon are going up here very soon. I think Asuka goes up around Survivor Series. I think Ember Moon goes up before her, but I think Asuka goes up with the belt on. I don't think she's going to leave NXT having lost to a new women's champion. I think there will be, a full-on champion tournament for that belt as she has to vacate, because otherwise, like, what do you do? What else do you do with Asuka than let her do that? Like, why would you have someone beat her now at this point when she's bigger than the rest of your champions? I actually think the Aleister Black Hideo Itami match is second on the list for the night. I like Bobby Roode. I like Drew Galloway. I'm not calling him McIntyre for you to. But I really think that when you really go back and look at the matches again, like I did earlier today, Aleister Black and Hideo Itami gave you everything a wrestling match should have. You know, especially from a psychology end. I felt like they were both putting each other in danger. I felt like, you know, when Black gets busted open, it's like, okay, we got a serious match on our hands. Let's go. Like, you got all the things you needed. I just felt that Bobby Roode and Drew just started off a little too slow. They slowed down in the middle. And the best thing about that match is really kind of the final 5 minutes and, of course, the aftermath. So,
yeah,
that's
no, I mean, I fucking, like I said, I love that show, or those matches so very much. And for me, like, I really think Ember Moon versus Asuka is obviously the best fucking thing, right? Like, that's number one. But that McIntyre fucking match with Robert Roode, I love that match so much because of the fact that I had no fucking idea who was going to win that at all. Like, zero. Completely surprised. It was a fucking roller coaster. And let's just move right into it. Like, Anthony, I don't know if you're about to say anything, but, like, I mean, anything to say about these matches before I move on, actually? Or?
No, the McIntyre one, like, cause we kind of like got spoiled, but it was just like, even with that being known, it was just still like, holy shit, like, we wouldn't have even known that going into the match and shit like that but I kind of had like a feeling though, like, soon as Drew McIntyre came into the WWE or came into NXT specifically, I kind of felt like he was going to be the one to take down Bobby Roode because we know Roderick Strong was going to fucking do it. So, like, it was just like, I knew Drew McIntyre.
So are you saying he's the chosen one?
Again.
Oh.
Again. Even though he kind of went down on my radar after some shit that Nick told me, like, you talk about famous Moolah doing some shady shit. Like, Nick kind of filled me in. I'm just like, well, fuck this guy. But it was still
situation and you know, the whole thing like, with Tina. Yeah.
God damn it. But like that shit too. And then like because a big thing too about that Aleister Black match that we forgot to mention. I'm sorry, like, I like Aleister Black, I like his character, I like his kicks.
Fuck you.
I still can't take it fucking seriously. But no, I was gonna bring that shit up.
I was trying to sneak it through. I was like, I almost made it.
That fucking band. He just
he rose up.
No, it's like the lead singer was mad at him, like, what? Get the fuck back down.
Yeah, look at his face, and he just stoned. His face is just stoned.
With the laugh. I'm like, come on.
No,
I'm like,
man.
all up in his face. I'm like, no.
Here's the thing, man, because Hoping's with me on this, dude. I fucking love that song so goddamn much. One of my favorite theme songs in all of wrestling right now. Whoops, the annoying-ass, overhyped fucking Nakamura song. Man, fuck that song now. Fucking like over and over again. The same fucking beat over fucking over again.
At least that's orchestrated music. What the fuck is that motherfucking scene?
It's
like,
not even orchestrated. It's not even orchestrated. They got some DJ going. The violin dude is fucking mimicking the violin halfway through the song. He does the intro, yes, but the rest of the shit is not even him playing it. They actually had an NXT fucking entrance for Nakamura before he left to WWE, where they had a bunch of fucking weird white chicks with violins that weren't even fucking playing it.
But the true thing is, what is Code Orange actually saying in that song?
Wait, their name's Code Orange?
Yeah, that's the name of the band, Code Orange.
God damn it.
That's the name of the band.
So, Nick, you want the show?
What about the matches though, Anthony?
Yeah! Want the show?
Like, you guys seriously not know what they're saying? I'm just asking.
I have no idea.
No.
Dude. Okay,
Wait,
I
they have
don't.
lyrics?
I know, like, I know part of the lyrics. I can't tell when he gets to that like verse at the end, but it's like, no man is ever truly good, no man is ever truly evil. I do the things you never could, we'll never be equal.
No, we'll never be equal.
But he's like half rap, so it like you have to hear it like a few times before you really can understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
It took me a minute.
What you need an Aleister Black head on top of the lyrics just bouncing to the next word like.
And you leave that black guy alone. That motherfucker's career has probably been made over that. He probably been getting music deals and shit like that. His career is on an upwards trajectory. Plus, he was playing violin band, so he's like going along with the beat.
No, he's great. Actually, I really like that guy.
I like that guy.
But it's just like after that part, it's James Johnston with this fucking like, ooh, what can I do to fucking make this all modern? So yeah.
Ember Moon, yeah, that's super kick. Because it was like what made it even more impactful because I think the camera was like somewhere else. Because I think Asuka was like with the ref and like doing.
Hey, what's your mind on, son?
I think Asuka was like pretty much like messing around with the ref, and then you just see her like just zoom past the fucking camera. Just you hear that shit just go pop. I'm just like, God damn, she trying to kill her.
No, dude, I
Like,
literally
it
turned
was
around.
beautiful.
I thought someone dropped
Slides
a
out of the
soda.
way as they switch back to the hard cam, and it's right as Ember Moon is going up with the kick, and it was just perfect timing.
Yeah.
It's like,
But
man.
on top of that, here's the thing that we have to bring up before we move on to back to WWE. And I want to give ratings really quick, and we won't go through the whole show because I know people like to go like, well, yeah, like, this part, nah, this part, this part, yeah. Like, no, we're going to go straight up with ratings, numbers, numeric. Because I got to say, I really, really like that ending with Adam Cole and everything. But Jesus Christ, why the fuck? Why? They already attacked the tag team people, right? It's not like, Authors of Pain have anything to do with Drew McIntyre. So I understand they had to go make a scene, they had to start some shit, whatever the fuck. But I just want to know, like, what's going to happen here? Like, now is Adam Cole going to get a championship shot? Is this like WWE bullshit once again? Like, I'm going to start with you, Hovig. Like, what did you feel about that ending with the independent guys coming in?
I didn't even expect it. Like, I already knew that Adam Cole was allegedly signed with NXT and whatnot, but I did not expect him to show up last night, although maybe I should have, but didn't expect it. I mean, I guess we'll see exactly where this is going to head up, because I know that the way that Triple H does the bookings in NXT, that, like someone mentioned earlier, that they already found their next guy to go for the NXT Championship. And I think that what the other two guys there, Bobby Fish and O'Reilly, whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the whole point is that these guys are going to be next for the championships, tag championships, and the NXT championship. So they're just marking their territory at this point.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because I feel like I don't know, it's just kind of weird. But, like, Ruthless, I'm going to want to ask you then, man, because I want you to be yourself. But, yeah, dude, like, what'd you feel about that? And the biggest thing, too, is just kind of like, did you feel like it was a quality segment, or were you just hyped because you didn't see it coming?
I knew Adam Cole was going to show up. I actually thought he was going to interfere in a different match. So I was really cool with with saving him for the Ciampa spot. The Ciampa Zayn, Owen spot at this point, and doing it right there at the end as the credits are rolling. I love, like I said, I love the idea of the stable of basically ex-ROH guys coming in and showing that, like, they're the best of the indies, kind of a thing. So I'm loving it, and I'm gonna give my rating for Takeover as I gave Takeover Orlando a 5. I'm going Meltzer. I'm giving 6. This is 6.
Wow,
this is
really?
the best. This is the best Takeover I have seen of all the Takeovers I've seen. Top to bottom.
I am
like
so
6.
surprised. I am so surprised because, and here's the thing: when you give your rating, with the rest of us, we can say something really quick about that particular segment if you want to, because I don't really think there's a whole lot to say. But if you feel like it's necessary, go ahead. But I'm gonna go ahead and give mine really quick because I feel like this takeover was probably like the most average takeover I've seen, because those two matches were fucking great at the end. But god damn it, you making me watch all these other NXTs where you're trying to build fucking No Way Jose, and I'm sick of that fucking dance thing he does. You see me?
Oh, God.
It's the dumbest fucking thing ever. You get the stupid Roderick Strong. I had to sit through so many promos, the same fucking promo. He was in a trailer. Oh, he's been through so much. You know his mom was on drugs? Oh, man. Poor Roderick Strong. Where the fuck was he on the show? Wasn't on the show. What the fuck? Ruby Riott. Been seeing her build up. Seeing all these weird ass fucking things with these two divas, Pierce, Liv Morgan, the whole fucking thing. Where were they? They couldn't do anything at all? What the fuck? Why couldn't someone go and attack Ember Moon or attack Asuka after the match? That would have been cool. Take advantage of the fact that she's fucking tired and then make your spot at NXT TakeOver. Maybe Lady Tappa comes out and does some shit. Fucking weird. There was a lot of shit missing. Cassius Ohno. Like, I don't want to see his fucking fine ass with that jersey or whatever the fuck, but it's like I've been seeing him every other day, so do it today. What the fuck?
You really don't know what you want sometimes.
Yeah, and I like how you're doing this. I like how you're doing like where were these people thing when we just watch a 6-hour show of bullshit. Like, okay, like.
But like, what does NXT have to be another hour long now too?
Oh hell no! I'm glad with the 2 hours we got.
But like, okay, like Anthony, the reason why I'm saying
the 2 hours we got.
No, it's just two things that you said. It's just two things that you said. I'm just like, what? Just like, okay, the cat. Like, I want to see Cassius Ohno. I don't want to see his fine ass, but I do. So make up your mind. But and then the dancing thing. The No Way Jose, that's part of his character. He kind of reminds me of a Carlito in a way. That's part of his character. But this
Yeah,
is okay.
yeah, it's part of his cancer.
Yeah,
alright.
thank you, Hovig.
No,
But it's like, no, you say like that dancing is weird, but this is okay. This is perfectly fine.
Okay,
That's perfectly.
That shit
It's full of shit.
it's really getting to the point, Nick, where you do this weird people thing where you add it to your rating, and it's like, why can't you just go off what the show actually was? Like, you're expecting things from the other people instead of like getting the content that was already set up for the match to begin with. I mean, if that was the problem to begin with, then why did you even care for most of these NXT matches that happened in the first place?
That's the thing. I didn't. So when I came into it, I was very, very like just completely blank.
Nick, found the mark.
I don't know. I don't even know. Like,
What does that mean?
no, shut the fuck. Shut up, Anthony. Anthony's gonna try his best. Man, Hovig, no, me and you, man.
Shut the fuck.
Oh, fuck you! God damn it!
Shut the fuck.
Straight fucking goddamn.
Anyway, Nick, continue. I'm sorry.
I stole my own shit, you motherfucker, you. Look, this is what I'm saying, man. Anthony can laugh all the fuck he wants because the fucking thing is. The reason why, okay, because you bring up Emma, right? And I had problems with Emma, but we won't talk about that because you're telling me, like, oh, well, why don't you fucking, like, review this for this? But then you bring up fucking Emma. Like, I'm staying on this. The thing is like, dude, watching NXT, because you guys think, like, us watching NXT tonight, ooh, like 2 hours, that's just NXT. No, this is a build-up. It's like watching a whole season of a fucking show, and then the ending is so bad, it makes you hate the whole fucking show. It makes you hate the whole thing because... Or like a movie can ruin the whole fucking thing too. Just like this. This is the climax. Okay, this is a pay-per-view. This is a takeover. This is a climax for 4 episodes, actually more than 4 episodes of NXT tapings. So when you're building this fucking thing with Cien and No Way Jose, and you're building this fucking thing with Hideo Itami and Cassius Ohno, and you're building all these fucking storyline points, and you fix none of them and ended none of them and did nothing. I've sat through so much Roderick Strong bullshit, and it meant nothing. Zero. What the fuck? Like, you know what I mean?
Trey, did you? Okay, he bring up some good points, but Trey, did you hear anything about dancing in there? He kind of went over that, didn't he?
No,
he did.
I'll talk about that. No Way Jose. By the way, I said that for comedic effect. I'm not saying that the show sucks because he was dancing. By the way, he wasn't on the show, so that doesn't even matter. That's why I'm not bringing it up because he wasn't dancing on the show because he wasn't on there. What I'm saying though is like, yeah, the dancing. It is fucking stupid. Emma's dancing stupid too. But the difference is, Emma dances when she gets to the ring. She dances when she's on the fucking ropes. And then the song ends, the match starts, she wrestles, and she dances at the end. No Way Jose punches, dances, suplex, dance, gets in the ropes, dance. Cien comes in, beats the fuck out of him.
Fandango does the same shit. It's fucking stupid.
And then here's the thing: Cien beat the fuck of No Way Jose 2 weeks ago. Beat the shit out of him where he was like, "Oh damn, he's about to bleed." Like this is like kind of brutal. And No Way Jose knocked out dances Anthony out of the fucking ring. If his mom died, he'd be like, "Oh shit, let me go get her." But hold on.
I can tell you this right now, Nick. CN's victory over Gargano probably means a lot more than a victory over No Way Jose.
No, you're right.
Because, like I said, Gargano has more cred. Like, I would rather see CN versus Gargano than against No Way Jose.
No, and it's even more insulting because it means more. Because you know what? And that's not the end all be all, by the way, too. Because just the fact that it means more, it's like, well, hey, let's have CN beat fucking Aleister Black then, because it means more. It's like, no, just because it means more doesn't mean it's fucking good for the show. Because Johnny Gargano has.
And just because there's a storyline going to it doesn't mean it's good for the show.
But Johnny Gargano has better shit to worry about. Why would Johnny Gargano be in a situation where he can lose to a guy who has other shit that he can do? Johnny Gargano would have been better off not even being on the show and just waiting until Tommaso Ciampa comes back. You know what I mean?
Why?
Because, like, dude, this guy was part of one of the best tag teams. Anthony damn near cried out of happiness of how great those fucking matches were. And me too. We were like damn near almost hugging each other through the internet. Like, you know what I mean? Like all of us. And we all agreed. Hovig, Ruthless, all of us loved that fucking match with Authors of Pain. So it's like Johnny Gargano leaving off of that and then getting injured by Tommaso Ciampa, who ends up being injured in real life. Think about that bullshit. But it's like Johnny Gargano's left out to be like, well, damn, dude, like I lost my partner, I lost my tag team division stuff, I lost my fucking rivalry. What do I gotta do? Oh, how about this? Let's feed you to CN. Why? Because, well, he needs someone to beat. I mean, we have a storyline for him and everything, but let's make sure to throw you even more down the shitter. Because why? Because you're a good wrestler. Let's fucking, punish you for nothing. For your
You're acting like they're doing to Gargano what they did to Rusev and Randy Orton when it was like a 5-second match. No, Gargano and CN tore their house down. But just because Gargano lost, all of a sudden it's him going down the shitter? Like, what is this attitude with the whole, just because a person loses, they have a great-ass match. They should have nothing to be ashamed of. But, like, to a wrestling fan in their head, oh, they're buried. Oh, it's over for them. Like, I don't get that attitude. So Gargano's gone? He's done for it? Like, what?
I'm thinking if this man has literally no storyline and then he opens up a show, he was one of the best things about that last TakeOver. If you go back to that last TakeOver, I remember Johnny Gargano a hell of a lot more than I remember anybody else in that fucking show. Him and Tommaso Ciampa, they lost, and I still like them better than Authors of Pain. They were the best thing about that last show. Tonight, he was the opening match and lost to CN. That's like 3 layers of fuckery.
As CN, that's been rebuilding himself in NXT for a while. I mean, like I said, he should have nothing to be ashamed of against losing against CN, because CN's trying to rebuild himself. And what better to go against somebody who has been doing that stuff to you guys? Like somebody who's been putting that emotion against Gargano, which, by the way, they used that emotional thing against Gargano in the first place in the match.
Yeah, I mean, we'll agree or disagree. But, like, that's shit like that, though. What
does that mean?
What? No,
what does that
disagree,
mean?
like,
Agree to disagree.
Can we move on?
Yeah, that's why. Hoping, like, yeah, we gotta move on.
I got Google to fucking watch.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Gargano. I don't give a fuck about CN.
Oh, wait, spoiler alert. Everybody dies.
Oh.
Goddamn mouth.
Everybody does.
Follow Mogulus.
No, but here's the thing. Okay, well, I'll just keep mine. 3 out of 5 for me. Very, very average show. And that's all. Trey, how about you, sir?
God damn it. The NXT Brooklyn 3 gets a 4.5 out of 5. It was a near damn perfect show. The thing is, it's just like, this is the out of NXT Brooklyn's, the first one's still the best one. The second one's still the worst one. This one tonight, yesterday night, was the best one. I just loved everything about the match so far. It just wasn't perfect, because there was a few times where I was just kind of meh, especially the commentary from Jim Ross and Corey Graves was kind of meh as well, because it's like Corey Graves get back in that NXT, mindset or whatever, and I think it took him a while. Other than that, the matches are great. Ember Moon versus Asuka. I hope Asuka stays champion forever. 4.5 out of 5.
All right, Anthony, how about you, sir?
Yeah, I'll probably say a 3 out of 5. It wasn't as good as some of the other NXT takeovers, but it was a solid show. Like I said, especially that Aleister Black, Hideo Kojima pretty much tore the house down.
Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, Hideo Kojima.
The guy who made Metal Gear. Oh, him?
But that and like I said, Asuka, of course. And that's actually kind of funny too, because Asuka, when she her last couple of matches, I really wasn't impressed with, like Nikki Cross and Asuka, that match that they had. What was it like? It was like a last woman standing match. I wasn't really impressed with that match. I was just kind of mad on it. So this one, I wasn't. It was kind of boring to me. This one, they actually kind of brought it back, and I was just like, fuck yeah. And it really made it seem like Ember Moon, even though she lost, but the storytelling of just like, no, I'm not going to fucking lose. Like, that super kick pretty much was the antithesis of that. Like, I'm going to fucking beat you, and I'm going to take that title. But, like, even, like, here, getting even emotional and crying and shit like that. Like, the storytelling of that match was just really fucking good and stuff like that. And even Bobby Roode and Drew McIntyre, even though we kind of felt like that was going to happen, it was kind of telegraphed. I was like, yeah, but they still put on a really good match. But Asuka and Ember alone, it gets a 3.5. But like I said, some of the other matches was just kind of middle of the road. That Saturday match, like I said, I kind of agree with Nick in terms of like it was chaos, because I was just like, okay, who the fuck? Wait, what? Yeah. I was kind of confused. It was good chaos. Don't get me wrong, because that spot when what's the name that Nikki Cross had jumped off and they went into the table and shit like that, that was fucking cool. But I was just like, wait, who won the belt again? So yeah.
So, but Povik, you man, what would you rate the show NXT?
I'd definitely give it a 3 out of 5. The last takeover Chicago was a lot better. I felt I felt like I had a better meal with that one than I did with this one. The second half of the show is what really brought everything down. Like, it was really good. Like the Aleister Black and Hideo Itami you know.
I mean,
But
I felt like a very good SmackDown. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
it kind of did. But the first half of the show, I did not give a fuck for. Like, at one point during the Sanity versus Authors of Pain, I was like, oh man, why am I watching this shit? I felt like that. But yeah, 3 out of 5.
okay, now moving on to this, and man, my boy, Alan is back. So
I've been here the whole time. I've just been quiet.
okay, yeah, well, of course you didn't get to see Takeover, but you did see WWE SummerSlam. Now Sasha Banks wins the Women's Championship again. I did not watch this match. I got nothing to say about this, but Alan, I know you were watching. What'd you feel about this match? What'd you feel about her? Sasha Banks in general.
Yeah. It was one of those things where it started in my head of like, everyone that brings in the belt immediately loses the belt to whoever's fighting. That's where it's like it was like twice in a row, wasn't it? Too ruthless. But no, I did enjoy the match. It's something that always in my head, even with UFC. I kind of always enjoy females fighting females. I don't know. They're always a bit more aggressive. They always do a bit more cooler things. And for the most part, I did enjoy the match. And I did have a lot of fun, kind of just watching them beat the crap out of each other.
And I really feel like this too. Like the women have something more to prove. You know what I mean? Like that's why I really like the women sometimes too. But you never know. But Hovik, how'd you feel about Sasha Banks winning the match? Your girl, man. Oh man, Hovik does not like Sasha Banks because the whole fucking she has the belt so many times, and it's almost like you know what, dude.
Not to mention she tapped wifey out. So
exactly. Alexa Bliss, aka Harley Quinn Light. I fucking love that girl very, very much. I hope this doesn't become like her and Alexa Bliss going back and forth with the fucking belt. If that happens, holy fucking shit, that'd be so bad. Trey, take it away, sir. What'd you?
Like Sasha and Charlotte Part 2.
Exactly, and Raw likes to do that shit, especially right now with Akira Tozawa and Neville. So what the fuck? But Trey, I'm gonna ask you really quick.
Yeah, and it was also around this time that shit started happening last year.
Exactly. Yeah. So you never know. But Trey, really quick. Trey, what did you feel about this match? I feel like you don't have a whole lot to say, but if you want to scream, just warn me so I can close my ears.
Boring. Literally, I heard you guys critique NXT, and this is a match that was supposed to be good. Like what? Like this match was boring as fuck. I just did not care to the point where even Ruthless pointed it out. Before the match, they showed a No Mercy commercial where it was literally a cheerleader. No mercy. No mercy. Where normally when they do stuff like this, she had the title on her, or they have the championship on her. She had no championship on her. That told you right there she was going to lose the match. And what happened? What does that say? Sasha wins the championship. Yep. Thanks for spoiling it, WWE. Anyway, who's next?
Yeah, Ruthless Wonder.
Can I quickly point out that stupid bullshit that Sasha Banks was wearing to the ring?
Okay, yeah, people can bring it up.
I was just about to get to that.
The peacock outfit?
Yes.
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off when I saw that shit.
Listen, I know her husband designs everybody's stuff, but that was the dumbest decision. And they didn't even full on do it because only the front part was covered. The back part of the damn thing was just black. Like just black cloth, like nothing on the back of it. I think there might have been like an advertisement or something. But that was it. So of course, Trey stole my story about the stupid commercial that was right before the match. I am happy I figured out that Alexa Bliss does in fact look like if Test and Trish Stratus had a baby. And,
no shit.
And she wrestles about like that. Yeah, look at her face again and think about it. It really does look like it. I didn't like this match. It wasn't so much it was boring, it was just predictable. There's no way that you could continue on with what's going on with Alexa, Nia, Sasha, and Bayley without a title change.
Yeah.
So, man.
Yeah,
and they didn't care. Sasha Banks clearly didn't care.
Yeah, I mean, the storyline of this was rough because they're trying to do that whole thing where Sasha Banks basically says a bunch of shit that's like shoe promo-ish. She was trying to pull like a CM Punk, Paige, AJ Lee type of thing. Shit didn't fucking work, obviously. But the writers did do a good job. If not the writers, maybe Sasha Banks. It made the shit interesting. I don't know what they're going to do next. Anthony, take it away, sir.
Okay, I got to put on my Roman Reigns vest for this because I know Nick and Hovik about to do this. They about to come for my ass. But y'all know how y'all treat Shinsuke, like me and Trey, I don't get it. I'm starting to be like that with Bliss. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get why y'all like her so much. I really don't. I'm really starting to just because in a wrestling match, I'm just like, she really doesn't do anything. So I'm just like, she only does maybe 3 moves, and I'm just like, even that's not even interesting. Like she hasn't really done anything, and maybe it's just maybe just recently because like back in the day, maybe she did do something, but I'm actually starting to think back. Maybe I just can't remember, but I'm just like, what have she actually done that was actually kind of cool?
On Raw.
I mean, she's got more moves than Sasha Banks, and she's got that one badass hip sway.
No, but the biggest thing too. Cause here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. Like this is like my Mickey James with you, Anthony. Because you know how I get mad when you like your Mickey James and she's really not that great. Same thing. But here's the thing though. On SmackDown, Alexa Bliss was fucking incredible in the ring. She was doing fucking great. Like just thick. Man, okay. I mean, oh, fuck, God damn it.
You're focusing on the same thing I was.
No, I'm sorry. I mean to say that.
And you're completely your point.
No,
out of the window.
No, I was just saying something.
God, no, Nick.
No, she was stiff. No, I'm trying to
dead
say
ass though.
I was trying to say the word stiff, and I thought I was looking at you.
Oh, something certainly was stiff.
No, because when she punches, this is a wrestling term, Alan. Shut up.
Sure it is.
No, because in wrestling, if you're stiff, like it's like, God damn, I'm fucking shut the fuck. Like, no, because she's kicking her. She's really like throwing potatoes, fucking like really hitting like Stone Cold used to do back in the day. And okay, you know what, Anthony? Yes, she's fucking thick. All right. All right, you want me to say it? Fine.
Boy.
I knew that's what it was. Like,
no, because
I'm like, hoping she doesn't do anything.
Sure. Most of which are in her nether regions.
No,
it's like I will admit, like she is very attractive, but I'm like, what else? Like she really doesn't do anything. I don't even know her fucking finisher move. Do y'all know her finisher move?
DDT.
Really?
DDT.
Nobody?
A DDT. I just said it. What the fuck?
You just said a DDT.
I mean,
say underneath his voice, Trey. He's not gonna hear you. Fuck.
God damn, he's trying to prove his point.
Dude, you whispered that shit. You're like, like, no, I barely fucking heard you.
Yeah, neither did I. But, yeah, man.
The Twisted Bliss move is not her finisher, because I thought that was her finisher.
Fuck. I don't know.
I thought she dropped the Twisted Bliss. Like, that's the first
Nick,
time I've seen her do it
that's
in a
your
while.
favorite diva. You love Bliss, but you don't know her finisher.
Wait, I never said she's my favorite.
No, you like Bliss. You like Bliss a lot, though.
No, yeah, I like you. What's your finisher, motherfucker?
My finisher is finishing my point.
Yeah, no. She got the Twisted Bliss and the Snap DDT.
You look that shit up.
Yeah, you have to look that up, Hovick.
I can see the screen, man. You look that shit up.
Oh, his face has never been whiter. Like,
I
like how me and Ruthless answered by memory, and we had to look it up.
Well, yeah, I looked it up because everybody was like, "Oh, was it her finish also the Twisted Bliss?" I was like, "Let me go look it up."
Can we move on? I want to watch Rick and Morty. I'm starting to feel like, I gotta watch Rick and Morty. Can we move on?
He's a Morty and game.
Hovick's face was great when he said that shit.
What?
Moving on though, Bray Wyatt and everything. So here's the thing: I really fucking hate Bray Wyatt right now, and I really fucking hate Finn Balor. That's all I gotta say. I watched half of the fucking match. Oh, it was rough. Motherfucker, Finn Balor is the most boringest motherfucker, and everyone likes to go, "Ooh, the demon." He's not a fucking demon. All right, comes up to the ring.
You look cool, man.
Okay, here's the thing: the casual people like it, and I remember you watching it. You're like, "Dude, this is kind of cool." And these two
Yeah, it's probably my
characters.
favorite match of the night. I just had a lot of fun with what they're doing. There's like whatever their gimmicks were, they were really selling it, really taking it like seriously, even though it was kind of, I guess comedic. It was fast paced. There was a lot of cool moves, and there's just a lot of cool stuff that was going down, and I had a great time watching it.
Yeah, and I get that, and I totally respect that. However, if you watched Finn Balor on Raw, and he does the same fucking 5 moves just like Roman Reigns, just like basically everybody on the roster at this point, I miss the days when wrestlers were fucking wrestlers. Wow. Fucking shit. Yeah. But Finn Balor, the whole demon thing, it's just like, I know that tomorrow night he's not going to be the demon. He's going to be just regular Finn Balor, and the face paint's going to be off, and he's going to be doing something boring. And Bray Wyatt, man, his character was so fucking good, Anthony. It was 2 years ago from today was fucking incredible.
God, man.
He was the best thing on the show, and he's so
was. His promos, everything that came out of his mouth at a point was just beautiful. It was beautiful. It was kind of like when you had said the Drifter, what Drifter did tonight on SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. So, what's the name? Bray Wyatt used to do that shit every fucking night. He used to hit the fucking audience in the palm of his fucking hand. Like, God damn.
Dude, that was acid reflux.
In his hands, he got the whole world.
I'll just say, Anthony's lack of Pepto-Bismol really helps his point when he's just like, it's so, fucking good.
Oh, Nick don't count no. Oh, no, but no, it's just like Bray Wyatt's character was so fucking good, and I'm just like, they keep missing a point with Bray Wyatt because he's not fucking supernatural. Because I know that's probably the main reason why they was doing this match. Some fucking writer backstage, fucking Seth Green or some dumbass was like, oh, Bray Wyatt is gonna be the next fucking Undertaker and shit like that, and he's gonna go get the Demon King and shit like that. I'm like, God damn it, break fucking Finn Balor's neck and have him do something else. I don't know.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, and I'm looking at the chat right now really quick too. You know,
Little
like
Ragnarok.
fucking yeah, Max Little Ragnarok. He's saying that apparently Seth loves Power Rangers a lot, a whole lot because the dude looked like Quantum Ranger. Man, everybody looked like some kind of shit to the point where even Cesaro and fucking what's his face are doing Dragon
Noob
Ball Z.
Saibot.
Like, what was that thing called, Alan?
I call them Noob Saibot because every time they come in, they do the Noob Saibot pose. But they actually at one point did the fusion, like they did the last move of the fusion dance.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly, Anthony.
What the fuck?
It was fucking weird.
And how did we not? Like we gotta. That was fucking insane. Like they're actually doing that.
Yeah, man. And then like obviously like the costumes, like fucking Seth Rollins, dude. He's
Ermac.
Yeah, Ermac. Cosplaying as fucking Ermac with his red fucking gear and everything. It was like, this is great. This is really nerdy and everything. But everyone was basically stealing the New Day's fucking gimmick, like where they like to come out and dress as things. It's kind of like, yeah.
No,
dude.
I think Seth Rollins been doing that for years before New Day was even anything.
Last time I remember him doing that was, or the first time I remember him doing that was when he dressed as Scorpion. I'm not joking, by the way, dude.
Seriously?
I was just about to bring that up.
Oh, that's fucking man. No wonder you love wrestling. God damn, it combines everything you fucking like.
Yeah.
Well, didn't also Seth Rollins come out like all white once and like looking like the White Ranger?
Ooh,
Like-
right. When Power Rangers came out.
CrossFit.
Yeah, CrossFit Jesus or some shit.
Yeah.
CrossFit Jesus.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just fucking weird when we watched that and everything, and I don't know, man. It was just a weird fucking time for me. And at that point in the show, I was like,
I don't know what.
yeah. I
I
mean,
was gonna say I don't know what the hell New Day was going on, but fucking Kofi Kingston had that lope dog hair from Don't Be a Menace today. I don't know if y'all noticed that shit.
He's like, what
Pretty
you say
much-
about my mama? Huh?
I don't know how y'all feel. I'm kind of on the Shield winning the belts. I guess it makes sense. Like, and I guess they was building them up there for that to happen. But I'm just like, I guess we'll see where this goes. So
That was a hell of a match, though.
Yeah, it had its moments.
Exactly.
Boring.
Hey, come on, that team where they had I can't remember who jumped off there, but just basically knocked the other three guys right on the goddamn ground. All of us were like, holy shit, that was awesome.
yeah, that was pretty cool. And I finally figured out what Trey was talking about when they said Seth Rollins steals Kenny Omega's V trigger move or some trigger move. Like, I finally figured out what he meant by that, and I looked it up, and I was just like, "Oh, that knee move that he does." I'm just like, "Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about."
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It was an alright match, like I said. I mean, Alan, like I remember you and I mean, we were all fucking freaking out. It's cool that you remember that. Once again, like I'm taking advantage of Alan even being here because like the casual fan in Alan, or just casual watcher, he's not even a fan, but like he remembers shit like that, and it's like for someone to remember a wrestling move on a fucking show, doesn't know who's doing that for what reason, why, doesn't even know the rules of the match. And yet he remembers that. That speaks volumes for fucking wrestling. Like, it really, really does.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. I have not a whole lot to say. Alan makes me laugh because he's always like, man, Shimmy, man, he looks like a fucking, he looks like a dad.
I always say he looks like some guy's dad. He looks like at a baseball like game, like just going down. Like every time I see him, he just doesn't look like he belongs there.
It looks like he fucking brought his kids to the wrestling show. He's like, well, if you want to see Daddy play too? Like,
because we were watching the last time that I think he actually fought AJ Styles, and that was the first time. He looked like he was just wearing like a regular like baseball attire, like he was at a baseball game or something.
yeah.
Well, that's been his thing for like years. It was
Here
always
comes
where-
your daddy.
Here comes your daddy, that's what it is.
Here comes your daddy.
And the biggest thing
Here comes your
the
daddy.
question about Shane Man is that, you know, he hasn't evolved from his particular character. Like, you would think at a certain point he would start, like, just walking to the ring like normal, but, like, that fucking, like, which way did he go? Fucking dancing he does, running down the fucking ramp. Like, it's old, dude. Like, it's older than him, and he's really fucking old himself. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, he's doing his football touchdown, man.
You know, listen, Trey brought up a good point. I want to make 2 points, but Trey brought up a really good point about him even being in this match, because the point of him being in this match is so he wouldn't sell like a referee, but he was selling like a referee. Even like to a point where Kevin Owens was actually tapping out, and Shane McMahon was like, "Oh, I need to get up, my back."
Yeah, what the fuck was
that?
So it's just like, what the fuck? Why were you even here in the first place? And going back to something that we always said, like half of the roster. I gotta give Ruthless credit on this, for liking even AJ Styles, because out of all the wrestlers on the roster that actually do 2, 3, 4 mob moves, that is become a real problem. AJ Styles, he was pulling out some shit.
Yeah,
like he actually was doing other moves. Like he did this fucking cool thing where he was like running up the apron and did like this kick.
Yeah, the prison move.
Like he was actually doing like cool shit, different shit the entire match. And I gotta give AJ Styles that. Like he is talented. I see why Ruthless likes this guy. So
yeah, man. No, I love that shit too, man. AJ Styles, he's a great wrestler. I just like his character. I hate his mic skills. And me being, I mean, I might be a hardcore fan, but the way I watch it is like an Allen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want my story to be told. I care so much about fucking writing. You can do the most boring match ever. If it has good writing, you got me. Like, I'm sorry, but it works sometimes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Stone Cold was a horrible fucking wrestler, too. He had 3 moves. No one ever talks about Stone Cold being a pretty shitty wrestler. But the fact is...
the funny thing is no one talks about it. He brings it up all the time. He's like, I don't know why everybody keeps talking about shit about Roman Reigns. I got 3 moves as well.
Yeah, he always says it. He's like, you guys talk about John Cena. I don't even know what's wrestling again.
Well, you know, if Owen Hart hadn't dropped him on his fucking neck, maybe we would have seen a better Steve Austin in the ring. But he didn't need it.
Exactly, yeah. But then again, yeah, you go in a fucking promo and he's like, oh, what? You know, it's like, the motherfucker made a word, like, you know, he's not even wrestling shit. People still do that shit for 20 years.
He put a word so over that's been around for over a decade.
Yeah, fucking what? It's just what? And it's the
just
biggest
what?
Thing. Yeah, it's incredible. Got numbers over Austin 316. You know what I mean? So it's just sometimes that shit doesn't matter. Yeah. And AJ Styles has that issue.
The dude got numbers and 1 word.
I know, like that's incredible to me. And AJ Styles, tell me, Anthony, like, and Ruthless. Actually, I'm gonna ask Ruthless first. Like, I mean, mic-wise, what did AJ Styles get over other than "I Am Phenomenal" T-shirt?
I don't think AJ's never really been a strong promo for me. In fact, I think that's the biggest issue he had, and that was what I was worried about when he was coming to WWE in the first place. Because in New Japan, he didn't really have to deal with it. In TNA, they were really good about hiding him behind a really good talker. Obviously, Ric Flair when he was in the Main Event Mafia and shit like that. But AJ's never been strong on the mic because he's just a guy. You talk about Shane McMahon being just somebody's dad. AJ Styles, away from wrestling, is just a dad. He's a really nice dad. You would go over to his, like, that's the dad whose house you would go over and stay up till like 2 a.m, you know, with a sleepover when you were a kid. Like, he's the cool dad that would stay up with you playing video games. But in the ring, he is the greatest wrestler on the planet. And no, like, why wouldn't you want to have the greatest wrestler on the planet in the match? Clearly, he can make anyone look good. And him and KO got a chance to really show why they deserve to be treated differently than the rest of the wrestlers on the roster, and why this should have been a WWE title feud, not a US title feud. Match of the night. And AJ Styles is still phenomenal. I told you, don't ever bet against AJ.
Now, you say match of the night. I'm going to tell you what the match of the night is.
I'm talking about SummerSlam match of the night, like not overall for this weekend.
No, I know that. I know it's SummerSlam too. Anthony, you know I know what the match of the night is, sir? Brock Lesnar, fucking Roman Reigns, fucking Samoa Joe, baby. I forgot the other Braun Strowman.
That's the fucking point. That's the fucking point. You forgot.
No, Anthony. No, I'm not gonna let you do that. You literally called Natalia and Natalie your whole promo. You talk about the match, and
hold on.
I was the only laughing the whole time. You was calling her Natalie, but you don't laugh the bitch.
No, my memory is fucking terrible, and all y'all know it. So I get a slap.
Okay,
that's bullshit, man. You can't keep using that fucking excuse. You'll just start making shit up sometimes.
Even though we're calling her Natalia, you still call her Natalie.
No, I get a slap from that shit because I be fucking up names all the fucking time, don't I? So I get a fucking slap from that shit.
And here's the problem. You watch the product, you still fuck their names up.
No, I still fuck up. Like, just fuck their names up. No, Nick is the encyclopedia. Yo ass too, Hovick, has been like sucking the dick of Braun Strowman. So no.
Anthony, this is actually a cleverly staged event.
You've been talking about how you didn't want Natalia to get over for months, and you called her Natalie the whole promo. You're not gonna get away with that.
Natalie. Because I call her Natalie. That's her nickname.
I just want to say, I one defending me.
And talk about me sucking Braun Strowman's dick. Did you not see what the fuck he did all day today?
Exactly. Holy
He
shit,
actually
Braun Strowman.
bro, in 5 fucking minutes into that shoe, he got more over than anyone in that fucking match.
Well, yeah, because most of them just decided to take a nap halfway through.
I
Well,
love
that's
you. I love you. Oh.
Braun Strowman was more over in this whole fucking the whole hour show tonight than anybody else.
But
Now,
that
here's
brings
the
up a problem.
No, Anthony. And here's the thing. What Alan said just destroyed any point you're about to make.
No,
Just
no, it does
destroyed
not.
it.
No,
and
it
the
the
reason
fuck
why,
it does not.
there's a reason why. Because that match, as good as it was, in my opinion, you knew who you wanted to win, who just sat there and slept for a whole 30 fucking minutes.
No.
Roman fucking Reigns.
No,
I forgot he was in the match for a
rewind.
second until he
No.
just showed up.
I don't get it.
I said if I had to choose, if it, like I really wanted Braun Strowman to win, he was a fucking monster. Like you said, they was making him more over. So why not fucking pull the fucking trigger? That was the original fucking plan already. But no, it had to be Brock fucking Lesnar. I just wanted anybody to win that was not Brock Lesnar. That's all I wanted. And if I have to take Roman, I'm just gonna take fucking Roman.
I'm fine with Brock Lesnar winning. Anybody else?
No, I'm not fine with
no,
that.
It should be
Samoa Joe.
Yes, in my opinion, honestly. I know that means literally nothing, but that was complete garbage.
I'm
Like
fine
I s-
with because ain't no one want Roman Reigns winning. Yeah, I want Braun Strowman winning, but my guess was I wanted either Brock or Braun to win, so I was fine either way.
This goes into
Samoa
a
Joe.
fucking problem that I've been waiting to talk about on this fucking show. And this SummerSlam, this fucking pay-per-view, pretty much had it all over it. Why the fuck are you going to build these wrestlers and not do nothing with them? Like I said, Ember fucking Moon. It was set in stone that she was going to take the fucking title. Don't get me wrong. I like that Asuka kept the title and shit like that. You building her up as a beast. That's fucking cool. But Ember Moon, it was set in fucking stone that she was going to win the title. Corbin, they was building him up. He was pretty much like on SmackDown. He was the Braun Strowman. Yeah, he had the money in the fucking bank. He was solidified already as the guy that was going to be up next. But no, he fucking loses to John Cena on SummerSlam, and they fucking screw him over with the fucking money in the bank, all because he said something on fucking Twitter. Like, I get it. He's not supposed to do that. He's not supposed to act like that. But god damn it, do you have to bury him that fucking much? That's what killed fucking Dolph Ziggler. That's the very reason why he's at the bottom of the goddamn thing. And like I said, again, Braun Strowman, he got, like you said, Hovik, he got more over than anybody else in this fucking match, and yet fucking Brock Lesnar is still the champion? What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
You-
And here's the thing,
So I
Did
just want to
you-
point out the Ember Moon thing set in stone was never set in stone. That was in your theories that you predicted.
That shit-
No.
You
That
can
had
ask-
nothing to do with anything.
No, Trey, you can ask any fucking wrestling fan. Any fucking wrestling fan, they'll feel the exact same way I do.
Yeah,
Any wrestling fan.
they build that up. a
Does
certain way.
anybody else here feel like Ember Moon was set in stone?
Yes,
It was just
me.
a theory because the whole night before this, Anthony said that he read somewhere that Ember Moon was supposed to win. Where I want to see the article. I have not seen the article yet. Meanwhile, I sent you an article showing watching for H when Asuka leaving NXT in the first place.
Well, hold on, what do you say?
I was just gonna say this is why I started not reading dirt sheets.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. And
This isn't even about dirt sheets with me. It just didn't make sense to
Thank you.
have Ember Moon win because
called up.
I think it's like I think she should be called up. I think Ember Moon is ready to be on SmackDown or Raw right now.
And the
So
world-
there's
okay,
no point
Ruthless-
for taking the title from Asuka and then getting called up to do that. You would much rather there's no reason to keep Ember Moon on NXT right now. What does she need to work on?
Dude, but here's the thing, though.
Work on.
NXT is not a work on place anymore. At this point, dude, when you have a situation where Naomi loses to somebody who hasn't won the fucking belt for 6 goddamn years, who the last thing that she even did that was even popular or someone interesting was when she was walking around with Tyson Kidd who had headphones on because he didn't want to hear her fucking voice. Like, that fucking girl beat Naomi, and I hate to pull the race card or whatever the fuck, but it's like, it would be a black chick who Natalia would finally fucking beat. Like, Ember Moon does not need to go into a fucking spot where your fucking skin color dictates what you're gonna do. I guarantee you when Ember Moon comes out there, she's gonna be fucking rapping with the Usos. I guarantee fucking to you that's gonna be the case. She's gonna be walking around with fucking baggy pants going yo 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 or some shit with the Snapchat voice.
Nick, take it back. You threw it out there, bro. Just
No,
take it
dude.
back. It's out
No,
there in
dude,
the
it
universe.
happens.
Just take
It happens all the time.
Do it.
Right now on NXT last week, they literally brought a new crime time onto fucking NXT. A new crime time.
Yeah,
Literally
Street
the
Profits.
literally the fucking theme song is like yo yo yo. They literally took, you know, that team that Naomi, Tamina, and Aldo and Sasha Banks, that fucking team they used to have in the stable?
Team Bad or whatever the hell
Yeah,
it was.
they repurposed their rap song, their theme song, because they're so fucking racist. They literally repurposed their fucking theme song and used it for these new fucking dudes. They're not even the same gender as those as the other faction, and they repurposed their fucking theme music because they're black. Like, dude, it's that bad. Fucking.
How did we go from Braun Strowman to this?
No, because
Natural progression.
The thing that's frustrating to me about the fucking wrestling industry, because I know you, Trey, and Anthony were arguing about that and everything, but it's like Ember Moon does not need to go to WWE. She should have won that fucking match last night, dude. Like, literally, that set her shit in stone, where I'm telling you, she's going to be on fucking the front of magazines with her fucking legs spread, doing all this, like, ooh, I'm sexy shit. And that whole idea of, like, how she's a badass and how she... Dude, her finisher, that shit ain't going to work on the main roster. They're going to take that shit away, too.
Like, my issue, like I was saying before, isn't the fact of who won the match. My issue is the whole set in stone thing when it was never set in stone. We never knew what was going to happen here. It's just, like I said, that's just a theory that we're going off. Like, even I said it earlier. I thought it was going to be, because I told you guys, if Ember Moon would have won, I said, oh, that was predictable, whatever. I didn't really care. But I ended up watching the match, and I ended up getting a good match on it, and Asuka ended up winning. Like, I'm pretty sure if Ember Moon would have won, everybody like, oh, it was predictable, blah, 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 or whatever. I mean, but it was never set in stone.
But that's the thing. It's like, when you say things like set in stone, like words like that, terminologies like that, the thing that frustrates me too about that fucking particular thing is that what's ever set in stone? Baron Corbin has money in the bank? No, but like, you should still be mad when it still doesn't happen, because Baron Corbin, that was not set in stone, right? But it was still bullshit, because when you get the briefcase and everybody behind you, everyone, even John Cena to an extent, even though he lost, he still was able to catapult into winning multiple other fucking championships. But everybody who's ever had that fucking briefcase has went somewhere. Baron Corbin, that dude was fucked, royally fucked, within a week. Within a fucking week.
And like I said, Baron Corbin, you probably have like some things like backstage. Yeah, he was talking, he ran his mouth, so he gets screwed over. Ember Moon maybe wasn't set in stone, but fucking Strowman is still that he still has that same problem. I can remember ringside hangouts when we talked about, oh yeah, maybe it will happen at Great Balls of Fire, but he got injured because of some shit.
Oh,
but then
Kalisto beat him.
Yeah, and Kalisto had beat him, and then we was thinking like, oh yeah, SummerSlam, they're gonna pull the fucking trigger, they're gonna finally give Strowman, he gonna be the monster, and he was the monster, and I just like, what the fuck, he finally was the monster, and he didn't get rewarded.
They pulled that trigger because they pulled the trigger. It's just because he didn't win the
belt.
It doesn't matter. He became the monster among men, which is what he's supposed to be. He fucking proved that shit tonight. He proved that he's gonna fucking beat the fuck out of Brock Lesnar to no holds barred. He did exactly what he was supposed to say. He said he was gonna do. He threw everyone like a fucking rag doll today, and he made Brock look like the biggest fucking bitch right now. Probably the biggest reason why that they didn't do that, they didn't give Braun Strowman the fucking belt today, is because they want to drop the belt from Brock Lesnar to Braun in a singles match.
Like more direct, like basically like
more direct, yes.
Yeah, decisive or whatever the fuck. Yeah, like and like I don't like that either. I really don't. I like that Brock Lesnar came out of the match, whatever the fuck. Like for me, it was either Brock or Braun. Anyone else, Samoa Joe sitting around. Here's the thing, dude. I hate to do this because I'm a big guy, and we have big guys in the community and everything. But it's like, dude, if you're gonna wrestle, lose some fucking weight. Like, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, I know it's not fucking real, but it's kind of a sport. You're sweating and shit. You're fucking doing flips. Get on a fucking treadmill. You can't find a fucking gym from place to fucking place. Like, Samoa Joe
I love that you bring this up now and not during the Kevin Owens match.
Yeah, the exact same thing happened where AJ was trying to lift the guy and could barely fucking lift him.
Yeah, AJ Styles, I was doing voice acting. He was like, oh, fuck, like trying to get the Styles Clash going. Because it's like, what a fucking log. Like, Jesus Christ. And I'm sorry, like, I'm not trying to fat shame, but it's like, dude, how much money are you getting paid? You don't think that fucking paycheck is worth, like, you know what? Maybe I should get a celery stick. Like, what the fuck? Like,
like Michael Cole said, these are huge guys.
These are big motherfuckers.
These are big men.
These Titans.
These are huge men.
As I was saying earlier, it's just the matches were never set in stone, and I'm cool with it. Like this main event was probably the only thing I liked about tonight. Like, it wasn't boring. I had fun. I enjoyed it. Blah blah blah. But it's just like, cool. Brock Lesnar won. It's just like, I mean, it was a fatal four-way match. I mean, maybe Hovick has a point. Maybe Braun Strowman wins, it'll be more direct. But like, other than that, it's just like, Like, what is there else to say here? I mean, now we're just talking about the guys being fat. So it's like,
Well, yeah, but
Wait,
I
I think the
had a
biggest
point that
issue
was
with this
leading to
match-
Trey.
Oh, go for it.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
Speaking of not being set in stone, I thought Nakamura was gonna fucking win the title.
thank you, exactly, because there's a whole like that's what I was gonna like turn everything into, but like,
Shit.
yeah, like the fucking thing with Nakamura, like for one, that match, one of the worst fucking things I have seen fucking ever. Alan, like, you don't think I'm just being an asshole when it comes to Nakamura, right? Like that shit was pretty bad.
That was with what was the guy? I keep forgetting his
Jinder
name.
Mahal.
Jinder, yeah. Fuck that guy. Every fucking time I've watched wrestling, I've seen that guy. He cheats. Like the last time with the Jungle Gym match, versus what's his face? That's the only way I can describe it because it looks like a jungle gym. He cheated to help him win, and in this case, he cheats again. He has his two fucking butt buddies that come in and fucking just do whatever it takes to help him win, and he keeps winning. It's fucking infuriating.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible, man. Like for me, dude, like I really like I put the question here, and it's almost rhetorical. Like which main event was better? Yeah, obviously fucking Raw, fucking SmackDown. SmackDown just needs to stop fucking existing at this point. Either add an hour and build your fucking characters, or stop fucking existing. It's goddamn ridiculous. It's fucking
Or get Road Dogg off booking.
yeah, that
Yeah, or Fire Road Dog.
yeah, it's like amazing to me. And the thing is like yeah, like Anthony, when it comes to the fucking thing with the show and everything, and the main event and the whole like the issues that you have with that stuff, for me, the reason why I'm bringing up the fat thing, Trey, is like everybody in that fucking match was sleeping. They might as well have had fucking sleeping bags. They were fucking bloated, or not bloated. They were fucking burnt out, and we call that shit when you they're fired up.
Groggy?
There was some word people use in wrestling sometimes. I forgot.
Stone Cold! Stone Cold's here! Stone Cold's here!
Stone Cold!
What the fuck was that? That was like comic sound effect. That was like we just had a revelation about something and just the glass broke.
This is why I call my wife the Hands of Death.
Oh my goodness.
Why don't you stop calling her that? She might stop breaking shit.
Well, gonna have to be careful going to the bedroom. I'm expecting this stunner.
yeah.
She about to get the hands of death from you, man. You're like, that bitch, another dish.
That's
Can we just
loud,
get to the
too.
rating? Yeah.
I think she did that shit to stop us arguing. She's like, shut the fuck.
I'm glad she did.
So, to halfway get us on track, the reason why I don't have a problem with what they did with Braun in this match and him not winning is Braun Strowman's not ready to carry a championship-like match, even a 5-minute Brock Lesnar championship match yet. He's still not quite there yet. And this gave him a chance to kind of see, all right, what can we do to hide his flaws to do that kind of a match later? The reason I wanted Samoa Joe to win is because who wasn't talking about Samoa Joe after the feud with Brock Lesnar? Of course you haven't beat Brock. You haven't pinned someone else, and Brock say, I want my rematch because you didn't beat me, because you've never beaten me, and roll with that. And Roman Reigns needed to eat a pin. I'm sorry. It's true.
And the biggest thing here, too, Anthony, that I got to bring up to you, and this is the reason why I was going back, because everyone else, like I said, they were sleeping. Brock Lesnar, his size, his age, the fact that he doesn't even have to do anything because he's that big of a fucking star, took a shitload of a beating from Braun Strowman. That has to take a lot of courage to say, you know what, dude, what my character's ass, right? Like, I mean, the dude's money. He's going to go on UFC and the whole fucking thing. He needs to look fucking great. And that dude literally took 2 bumps on that fucking table, had Braun Strowman completely destroy him. And then all that hard work and all the shit he had to go through by doing that, he still came back to the ring and still fucking participated in the match. He took 2 bumps and still worked his ass off. And he does not need to work his ass off like that. He's Brock fucking Lesnar. He's like the Donald Trump of wrestling. He's untouchable. You don't fuck with Brock Lesnar. He's up here. Everybody else is fucking down here. And he worked like as if he was a mid-carder just trying to fucking make it. He deserved, like, dude, like fucking Brock Lesnar. Like, I gotta tell you, oh my God, I love that man. And it's gonna suck when he's gone. But yeah.
That does bring up a good point. It's just the fact, and maybe I was being like a bit too harsh on Brock Lesnar. It's just the fact that it's just like like I said, I'm just tired of the same, of all of this build-up, all of them putting all their money like ducats into like these wrestlers. That's just like, oh yeah, you kind of see like this guy's gonna be a future guy. This guy's gonna be a future guy. I'm not talking about like weeks of build-up. I'm talking about months of fucking progression and just like character development into these fucking characters, just for them to be like just one night. Nope.
Yep.
we've been talking shit about sudden characters, and it seems like all of a sudden we're caring about these characters. I know with me, like I was the one who was shitting on Braun Strowman for the longest. I know Nick and Hovick were mostly behind Braun. Me, I was barely behind Braun. I still kind of am barely behind Braun. I mean, what he did tonight was pretty cool, but at the same time, I'm just kind of still like, man, like I'm a ruthless. I don't think he's ready. Like Roman Reigns, fuck him. I don't see the improvements you guys see. Samoa Joe, I mean, I'm cool with him, but it's like I don't think I want him to have a universal title yet. Like, I'm cool with Brock Lesnar keeping the title. I'm not upset about it. It's just like I feel like Anthony, you're more on a personal journey with the characters that you're into that you're wanting to see, like Ember Moon, Corbin, and I don't know who you want them in the other match. You said Braun maybe, but it's just like I feel like it's more of a personal thing coming from you instead of something that's actually going on. Because I don't think a lot of people are as mad as you are about.
Well, even I'm as mad, just not about the same thing. Because one thing that Anthony said that I just like I know Anthony can fight for himself, but it's just like he did say like anybody but Brock. You know what I mean? Like because I know Anthony and I know how when we watch Raws, he's fucking miserable the whole way. Which I don't even know why you watch this shit at this point. But it's like he hates everybody in that fucking match. Like, I don't know if you like anybody right now.
Not really. And then maybe it's just the fact that it's just on a part-timer. Maybe it's just like I'm tired of I want the main belt to be on the fucking show so it can actually be in circulation and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm just ready for them to pull the trigger on some of these fucking characters. Because if it's just all this money build up and you literally just do nothing with it, then I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I really don't care anymore. Like, give me something to follow. Like the fucking story. That's how stories work.
Yeah, and
this is my last thing. This is my last thing, Anthony. So, like, for instance, you're upset about. Are you just more upset about what we're seeing tonight, or are you also upset because of things like with Miz not defending Intercontinental Championship tonight? Something that's been going on Raw and everything, but like I haven't seen you bring that up. So it's like, are you also upset about the Miz not being able to defend the Intercontinental Championship on Raw the way he's been booking himself in the Miz Garage? I mean.
Like that's kind of like been a common thing. How they because I brought up how they had mistreated Miz pretty much on the Raw show where he was like literally talking to Kurt Angle and Kurt Angle just walked out the room. So like that kind of goes into that, and I have been bringing that up too. And it's like this is. Well,
another thing too I want to bring up as far as the tag team thing and a title is like they did build a Miz. He has the Miz Taraj. Granted, sucks the Intercontinental Championship was on the show, but like the Miz is doing something way bigger than the Intercontinental title. He's leading other men who may or may not be future champions in themselves, and that's evolution. Shit like what happened at the main event tonight. You know, instead of it being Groundhog Day, they should have did something. I can't believe I'm saying it, but they should have did something like the Jason Jordan thing or the Miz thing. Jason Jordan, yes, the fucking shit's terrible. The way it did was terrible, but I'm telling you that Jason Jordan shit was not going on a month ago. If you would have just barely started watching wrestling like a Julie or an Allen or something, you'd be like, Jason Jordan's his son? What the fuck? But like, it's different. It's evolution.
But my point isn't like what happened on Monday or the past weeks. Like you complain about it. I'm talking about tonight. Like what we've seen tonight. Like we're keeping on tonight basis, right? Like that's one thing we've been complaining about what happened tonight. Like why isn't it like you're not upset about what happened with the Miz or whatever tonight, but you're more focused? Is it because of what you've seen, or like what?
Like the Miz, like you said, Miz is already developed. Like we done had like a whole bunch of character development. I think the best time that the Miz got his development, like character, and follow him, and he finally got to like the main event is back when he was friends with Alex Riley. He had the Money in the Bank, and then that shit all led to somewhere. It led to him main event in WrestleMania and shit like that. I'm just waiting for them to pull the trigger. I'm tired of like I said, Corbin. It was months where Corbin, Brian, Ember, they was all building them up in like these fatal 4-ways, triple threat matches where they was looking like beasts. And every time they would come to another pay-per-view, it's just like, oh shit, they're gonna pull the trigger. They're gonna pull the trigger on these characters. They're gonna pull the trigger. Like I said, Corbin, Ember, and Strowman. They're going to finally pull the trigger. Yeah, and Rusev. They're going to finally pull the trigger on these characters because they just been building them up for so long. It's just like, oh, yeah, they look like they're going to be the future people. They're going to be like the next guys that actually top off the other guys that's at the top. They're actually going to be set in stone. That's why I say, like, it's kind of set in stone for Emperor. I still really feel like that was set in stone for Emperor, but y'all might not feel the same way, but I really do personally feel like that shit was set in stone. But like Corbin, like I said, granted the whole Twitter thing probably played into that, but it was just like Corbin was looking like a fucking beast. I think it was a triple threat match where it was Ziggler, AJ Styles. No, it was a fatal 4-way. Ziggler, Corbin, AJ Styles, and somebody else. And Corbin was fucking killing every fucking body. Like he was destroying everybody. He looked at the most over. And then you make him win like that Andrew the Giant shit or whatever, something like that, and he pretty much gets to this point. You give him the money in the bank, he gets even more. Like I said, progression, and then you just strip all that shit away from him. Or like I said, Strowman, he gets to this point. He's finally in the match with Brock Lesnar, and you said like Hovind, you said like he's gonna be in the like a one-on-one match with that, so it could be a little bit more solidified. We thought the same thing for fucking Ember. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how long it takes before we shit on it when they do pull it, because that's what we do on this show for the most part. Even if they did pull it, I bet you and mostly everybody else here is still going to shit on the product that WWE produces anyway. So,
yeah. And the biggest thing too is just like, I mean, this is all speculation, and this is a review of what happened today. Obviously, and we're going to be wrong on certain things. I mean, Trey, how many times have you won a show? It's like, okay, Nick, you're right. The whole thing I fought with you about for 20 minutes, okay. Shit happened, like you said, the next day. But I could have easily been wrong. And you could have been right, Trey. But the thing with WWE is that even with, it's just it's in their track record to continually fuck up.
Exactly.
It's just like, what the fuck? Like, and it doesn't make it okay. It's not like, oh, well, they fuck up, so that's okay. One fuck up doesn't mean as much of a fuck up. It's like, no, it's still a fuck up at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you cheat on a girl, if you keep cheating on her, it's not like, well, he cheats. It's like, no, you still cheated on me. Like,
my biggest frustration, like I said, is just like I want them to pull the trigger because I don't want them to miss their opportunity with these characters. Because if they probably wait until like the next, because I call it, like I said, SummerSlam is like the checkpoint. It's like the checkpoint pay-per-view. So what's the next big checkpoint pay-per-view like SummerSlam?
Survivor Series.
So Survivor Series. So if they really don't pull the trigger before or after Survivor Series, what's the thing that like people are gonna stop caring about Corbin or caring about Strowman and shit like that? He pretty much loses all that momentum that he gained in this fucking match. Like I said, look what happened to fucking Daniel Bryan is always a prime example of that. When they finally dropped the title to him, nobody fucking cared. And it's getting that point with Ty Dillinger. That fucking 10 shit can only last for long.
Yeah, that guy.
and Nick, I see
not getting to that point. It's past that point with Ty Dillinger. Like at this point, I hope he gets a chance to switch brands or get to leave like Austin Aries did, so he can actually get a career somewhere else because they don't want to use him.
Yeah,
and that's stupid because he's fucking over.
Like I said, they didn't pull the trigger.
But I'm going to take all of you, well, except for Alan, because Alan doesn't watch wrestling normally. It's like all you all to ask with this last bit I wanted to say real quick. You all treat this as if there isn't one single problem that fixes all of this, that is the genesis of all these problems, and you all never address it. And it comes down to one thing. Vince McMahon. No, Vince McMahon. Triple H himself gets overruled by Vince McMahon on constant occasions. That's why Apollo Crews got called up early. That's why apparently Ty Dillinger got called up early with no plan. All this stuff that happens comes back to Vince deciding one day, I want to do this. The next day deciding, I want to do this instead.
Yeah.
And we never talk about that. We never talk about the fact that this corporation is run like a carnival outfit. Like, Vince McMahon, at his current age, might as well be Jeff Jarrett when it comes to booking. Because all he does is come up with bad ideas.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. Like, we can always blame, like, the one person. Because for me, I feel like at whatever age, you would think the show would get even better because it'd be more simpler. I think it's a multitude of many things, and we don't know for sure what those things are. But I do think that when we go into something like this and we talk about what we would do with the situation, I mean, there's writers, and these writers do not give a shit. They're writers for TV shows, and they treat WWE like it's a TV show. And yes, it is on TV and it is a show, but it's not just episodic. This is a thing that doesn't have an off season. It doesn't have a thing where you wait till the next episodes are filmed for next year. It's every fucking week, almost every single day now. So we don't got time to fucking let's see if the fans like it. It's like, no, now. Like, how can I get you, Anthony, to buy a ticket next week? How? You gotta do what I can, and it has to be good right fucking now. So I don't know. I'm gonna give my ring of the show though. SummerSlam. Oh, and I was gonna talk about Nakamura, but holy shit, I'm tired. But I mean, the Nakamura thing, one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen. Nakamura, I swear to God, needs to be fired. The show definitely 0.5 out of 5. The women's matches and Ruthless Man, AJ style, shit was okay. I liked it. Everything else, I swear to God, shit like this makes me not want to do the show. Look, I'm not even joking. I fucking hate this shit with a passion almost. And it's like, it's fucking stupid because I feel like wrestling fans are dumb as fuck too because people literally pay their money to go out there and see that shit and go to wrestling. And, okay, sorry, Hovik. People go pay for. Oh, thank God you're muted, but you should fix that though.
Nah, he said, thank God you're muted.
Yeah, and I don't give a fuck. I do it
There
again.
we go. You're good.
No, exactly. No, and that's cool. You know, what I mean, and if I had the money, I would probably do the same thing because I'm dumb as shit too. But it's
Shit,
just like people pay.
I might go to Louisiana next year.
But people like it's just this shit costs money, and it's so much money, Anthony. I mean, imagine you going to the Austin DT party. Imagine doing that 4 times in a year, and it's just for one fucking show, WrestleMania. Amazing, and they do shit like this. So yeah, 0.5 out of 5. I question why I'm even into this shit anymore. Alan, take it away, sir. What do you think about this show?
Well, compared to the last one I watched, which was apparently the worst show ever created, I'll go with kind of a 3 out of 5 because again, I enjoyed what I enjoyed. Some of it was boring, but most of it I enjoyed for the most part. So yeah, I'd say it's all 3 out of 5 for me.
What are the chances of you ever actually watching this again? I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I'm down for the next time. Hopefully, it'd be something not awful, so that at least you guys can tell me, hey, this is actually good. So because I don't have a gauge right now because the stuff I've watched has been okay, but you guys keep telling me it's the worst. So I have no gauge of what's amazing wrestling.
To be fair, Alan, 90% of the time, don't listen to us because we're spoiled with this shit.
yeah, no shit, right?
I'm about to ruin Alan and show him the G1 climax.
Wait, you're gonna jizz on his face? Like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Damn it!
Wow.
No, the G1 climax.
G1 climax, woo!
For wrestling.
No, but hoping take it away though, sir. Like, what would you give the show rating wise?
I actually thought that this show was actually very average. I give it like a 2.5 out of 5. The only 3 matches that I really fucking cared about was Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, the tag match, the Kevin Owens, AJ Styles match, and the Fatal 4-Way. Those are the only matches that I cared for. Those are the only matches that I actually really fucking enjoyed. Braun became Braun, and I fucking loved it. So yeah, 2.5 out of 5. I don't give a fuck about anything else on the goddamn show. Fuck the pre-show too.
Okay, Ruthless, how about you, man?
I'm gonna give it 2.5. It was like I said, there was nothing that I was able to see because I didn't get a chance to see the Rusev Randy match. I just saw the highlights after the 10 seconds. That I can say that there were a bunch of botches or anything that was truly bad wrestling as far as pulling moves off. There's a lot of stuff that I thought was booked improperly. There's a lot of issues of that caliber, so I can't take that from the wrestlers doing their jobs. Wrestlers did their jobs, just most of them weren't good. I don't think they were proper opponents. I don't agree with most of the title changes, but overall, competent, and the pre-show really saved SummerSlam like it has been the last few pay-per-views. I don't know what they're doing wrong, but they're putting the wrong stuff on the pre-show. So 2.5.
Trey Cooper, how about you, sir?
Guys, I started watching this around 5, and then the pay-per-view ended like at 10. Now it's 1:01 a.m. I literally spent about 5-6 hours on this wrestling, and I didn't mind talking about NXT, but this SummerSlam was some bullshit. This was not a great show. Compared to NXT Takeover, where I was loving wrestling, it reminded me why I love wrestling. Something WWE wise that reminds me why I love wrestling. You got this show that's like, oh yeah, there's a reason why we shut this show all the time. That's why when Anthony this whole pull the trigger thing, it's like, yeah, so we can shit on the thing later on anyway. That's you in the first place. Shit on it anyway. So it's just, man, this show gets a 0.5 out of 5. I had to think about my number. I'm sleepy. Yeah, this was just not a great show. I'm disappointed. The only thing I liked was the main event. I can literally say that. Everything else was boring. The thing that pissed me off the most was the fucking Enzo shit where he's squeezing through a fucking cage.
Oh god, that was
fucking nothing anyway because he fucking got big kick by fucking big ass, and then all was so fucking nothing. Fuck that match. They could have got an Intercontinental Championship match instead. We got that fucking match. Fuck that. Hey, bullshit.
The way you say fuck is actually really good. Like, hopefully I find a girl who can do that for me. Just fuck. But anyways, Anthony, what the fuck do you think?
Shut the fuck. Yeah, I give it a 1, and that's actually surprising considering like all my complaints and stuff like that. And I only give that 1 out of 5 because I was actually watching it with all of these guys and stuff like that, and the actual Rabbit and stuff like that, and just talking about the matches. understand the dichotomy, getting Alan to actually understand the dichotomy and actually understand, like, just seeing him watch it from a casual sense is actually kind of fascinating. Always seeing new wrestling fans come in and actually watch this stuff, understand it from another layer, because like Hovik said, he said it perfectly. We kind of already kind of spoiled by this stuff. That's probably why we complain about certain things, or this is probably why I think that things are set in stone when they really aren't, or just this, and this. Because it's just like, wrestling is supposed to be a certain way. Why are you not doing it the way that I see it is? So maybe we are spoiled in that sense, and it's actually cool to actually see it from a casual sense. But in that line of being so devoted to wrestling for so long, like Trey said, we spent fucking 6 hours doing this, and 6 hours devoting our time to wrestling because we do love it so much. We do miss it so much. And it's something that's a part of all of our lives collectively. So when they don't do certain things that just make basic common sense, apparently to us, it just is really fucking frustrating. It is. It's really fucking frustrating when you have these, like, certain things, especially certain characters, certain talents, certain ideas, and you don't flesh them out accordingly, like a basic fucking story, like with a brain. It's just like, what, you missed this opportunity, you missed this, what the fuck is wrong with you? So it gets us a little frustrated. But in that sense, watching it with friends and stuff like that, understanding the casual audience's ideas of the wrestling and what we watch, that has actually made this show actually way much better than it kind of is. So it made it so much better. So it only gets a 1, but yeah. Fuck everything else, and fuck Brock Lesnar, and fuck that. Like, granted, it was a good main event. And what they did to Braun Strowman was fucking cool. But fuck, they don't understand characters. They don't. WWE doesn't. Whoever the fuck it is, Vince McMahon, Triple H, whoever the writers, they don't understand fucking characters. Like, what the fuck? Fuck the show.
Anthony, you pretty much said the true SummerSlam was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah. Man, but here's the thing, though, man. Look, DT viewing party. Alan does that, by the way. Every time we talk about this and Alan's not here, just know that we're talking about this man and talking about Ganja. Those two MVPs. Fucking great.
Yes.
I don't know what we're going to do this week, though. But if you guys watch Raw and SmackDown reactions tomorrow or the next day, you will know. I have no energy left. I am so... I paid for W Network, so technically I paid for this show. So, like, really fucking goddamn fuck. Fuck. $9.99 is too fucking much a month. Like, Jesus Christ. Anthony, there's only one thing left to say at this point in our fucking day, man.
Fuck SummerSlam? No, I'm kidding. Let's say it with me on 3. 1, 2, 3. Attack the
SummerSlam.
Put the emphasis on it, Nick. No, put the emphasis. Fuck!
Hey, you got so much Enzo?
Fuck Enzo.